Hello, welcome back to Remnant Lunar Archon, Karagor Studios, session 72. I said it backwards. The first time I think I messed it up in like 20 episodes or something. But welcome back. Happy to have you. Hope you're having a good time. We are. We're excited talking about ideas for future one-shots, campaigns, games, etc. Should be a great time whenever those things. But for now, we're in this campaign. Particularly, we're in a race. And we're going to see who's going to give the recap. I feel like it was Sam. Am I wrong?
I don't believe I gave the recap, but I may be wrong.
Who did get?
I gave a recap recently, but I don't remember if it was last week or not.
I'm gonna roll it, and if anyone says that it was them, then we'll know. Jocelyn, you want to give the recap? Weren't you not here?
Sure.
Or am I misremembering?
I haven't really been here. I was there,
Okay.
but I feel a little
that you
bit disconnected. Yeah.
Well, give it your best shot, and your friends
Um,
are here to help you.
Yeah. So, how far back should the recap go?
In the beginning.
In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. No, probably not that far back. Let's see. The most recent thing of note that I'm recalling that would apply to this. Y'all did something and it took... I think it was hag research was how y'all started last time.
Yeah. Well, we did. So we're getting ready for the race, but we did a whole lot of scouting out and feeling out the different relationships between each of the racers.
Mm-hmm.
And that was super interesting, but more complex than my brain can handle.
That's a compliment
and so I won't go into any details.
I'm taking that as a compliment.
And but before that, we're just like getting ready for the race, and we made lots of money through Grand, I guess, and we're staying at John's parents' house. Gambit is upgrading his gun. Thicket tried to get exercise and it didn't work. Surprise. And I think that's kind of it-ish.
I think so. That sounds like the most of it, that you eventually got set up for the race. You went there, you tried to pit multiple different racers against each other to varying levels of success that mostly were not success, but, you know, it is what it is. You got there, you had figured out from your research that someone, particularly Ephrael, was probably going to try and, like, give you false information, and y'all were like, nah, we don't believe you, because we heard you were telling lies, and she was like, ah, dang, well, okay. And then, specifically, where is he? Where's the name? Where's the character? Gadul, the goblin, wanted to make a bet, and made a bet with Doug for 50 gold pieces. Who ends up being further along in the race, who finishes first between the two. You placed your varying bets to varying hopes with roughly 300 gold on each Dug and Hedge and Garant Gambler. Set the map. And I'm also going to change, boom, to the gameplay. Stream and recording. Here is the I'm quite happy with background that we've got set up. All of these characters are height accurate. So you can actually see how they compare to the other, with Doug being the tallest at, I think he's 6'4". Let me check. Doug is the tallest at 6'4". Going all the way down to the shortest being Jackie, but technically it's actually Thicket, at 2 foot 4 inches.
I love Thicket's little belly punch. That's like probably my favorite thing about
It's very cute. It's very cat, for sure. Yeah, but I'm gonna go ahead and share the race map as we get into it. Let's see. Don't quite want to turn on. I couldn't find a good race soundtrack that I felt was appropriate, so I'm just actually gonna. Why did it pause?
what
Tokyo
not
Drift.
Tokyo Drift. Nice.
So I am going to end up swapping us to the combat music at some point. It is the race. You were told that, for any last stuff that you want to do. Here we go. Turns out if you zoom in all the way, it takes away the chat box. Like if you use the arrows in the top right for it. There we go. That there are 4 sections. There is a long section, which is the part on the south side. That is a straightaway for speed and athletic capabilities of the Eminal. Then there is a area of shifting pedestals, like steps that you're going to have to climb up. Then you have to make your way through a forest, and then through 0 gravity spires that you'll have to maneuver around. I believe with everyone having taken, everyone is taking their places as the time would get closer. So if there's any last things you'd like to do, the time when we left was, I believe, 10. I think it was actually about 11 a.m. So you have just under an hour that you can prepare before, if you have anything you want to do before you get on the line and get ready to go.
All right. Well, I feel like it fell apart with the whole let's plan on the side. So, did anybody have anything that they're like, oh, I want to make sure we have this?
Also, for Cheyenne, here you go, Chris. That's Efrel and Fluffy's page. Feel free to peruse that and tell her and explain to her anything that she needs help on, but she should be able to figure out most of it as well. For everyone, a reminder, the temporary HP is going to be the stamina points that you have every time you complete a section of the race. Why is it trying to pause because I have Discord? It shouldn't be pausing Spotify for Discord because it's not playing through Discord.
No idea.
Why is this happening? See, it's not even detecting it. Discord as not. Whatever, just stop. But every section you will have to make a Constitution saving throw to maintain your current level of stamina. Failing beyond a certain extent will cause you to lose stamina points. Success allows you to keep stamina points, and super good successes actually give you back stamina points. You can utilize stamina points during the race to give yourself advantage on a check. Because of the use of stamina points, the normal race, or normal stuff that give you advantage, such as enhance ability, instead gives you a plus D8 to whatever the roll is. It finally came out, and wondered how long it was going to take.
No, that's earlier too. That's the second so far.
Yeah. Oh, is it? Oh, I must have missed one. But the weather is very hot. It turns out that on the longest day, it is apparently a scorching hot day, which is actually going to increase the Constitution saving throw amount. It was going to be a lower DC, and it has risen because of the weather.
Yeah, that feels like appropriate considering what we've experienced up here, at least in the Northeast. I will tell you, I went on my walk last night, Micah, and I felt like I was walking through a swamp. I wanted to die.
We've had a lot of humidity down here as well. It's been
Mm-hmm.
to the point where we thought for a bit that our AC wasn't working, and we realized it wasn't that the AC is not working, it's that the AC is doing the best it can to fight against 90 some odd degree weather, and 80 is just as far as it can get. It can't get lower because it's not strong enough.
You know something? I thought my AC was broken the other day, and it turns out the breaker just blew.
Dang, okay.
And I didn't know for a day, so we had a day when it was literally just 80 degrees in the house.
Ugh.
Sounds bad. But
It wasn't fun.
in the scorching heat in game, is there anything y'all would like to do over the hour before it's time to get set? As even now, as the hour left, people are coming to the race. There is a stage area in front of the primary finish line down there that does have set up stages and nice seats and food and all sorts of other stuff. It turns out that, as you learned, because this is a very community event, different businesses and things will sponsor it, and it doesn't actually have a entry fee for viewers. In addition to that, some people like to go around to different areas, and even across the straightaway where y'all can easily see, there's already people getting ready and bringing umbrellas and stuff to set up themselves to watch the race in a bit.
Are there any food carts?
Not necessarily over there, but there are food carts and different food vendors that are setting up their shops around the primary sitting area.
They have any fusion carts like Dwarven Elven Fare?
Sure, probably. I mean, that sounds like the kind of thing you'd find at a place like this during this. Definitely fried sweets for no good reason.
So we're in Texas. Okay.
Wait, so we're at state fair level here.
We are at state fair
Fried
level
everything.
foods.
I want to talk game plan real quick. Who's casting spells, or am I in charge of all of them?
I mean, I know I'm casting Polymorph.
Because I can cast all of them except for Polymorph, because I'll be concentrating on enhance ability.
No. So yeah. So Long Strider is the first thing, and that's just a cast. So you're fine. And
I have Long Strider, enhance ability, and freedom of movement that I was planning on casting.
yeah. So I think freedom of movement also is a timed thing, so it's fine.
Yeah.
But it's the enhanced ability that you're going to be concentrating on, and then John's going to concentrate on the polymorph. And with the heat, I think maybe as a lion you'd be okay. I don't really know because it's a savannah creature. I don't really know, but I feel like the T-Rex should be fine, just because they're a cold-blooded reptile, and I feel like that shouldn't be a problem for them.
Lion has a con save of +1.
Okay, so is there any difference for the fact that it's a lizard in the heat, or are you just saying it's just still a flat thing and either you are more successful?
The Tyrannosaurus Rex has a +4 con, so that's what I'm going to say it is for that.
Okay.
Even because lizards also have a harder time regulating their body temperature downward as well.
Are we able to cast or turn into a Tyrannosaurus Rex?
Yeah, I'm turning you into a Tyrannosaurus.
Gambit's going to be the T-Rex.
Have we tested it?
Yeah, we already did that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, y'all went and tested the running, and it does function. It is
We
the
had-
correct challenge rating for polymorph, and yeah.
Okay. I didn't want us to get to the start of the race and then try and turn into a T-Rex, and then Micah be like, "You've never seen a T-Rex, so you can't do that."
Nah, you definitely have. I decided early on that dinosaurs are totally a thing. So, with the time spent under his belt, and God knows enough to be able to do it, we decided.
Cool.
So
I'm the most experienced of the group. I've definitely seen a dinosaur.
I mean, the rest of us are all like late
More
teens.
dark things to you.
Yeah, I do think the next oldest person. It's either Garand or Doug. It's the next oldest person is Doug, who's 22.
Yeah. So
John's 45. So he is twice as old as the oldest of you.
yeah, so which is, I mean, it's totally fine.
So really, it's just figuring out what enhance ability we're choosing.
Right, yeah, and that was kind of my question is like I feel like con or wisdom is the right way to go.
Could air bubble be something that could help us with a constitution save if it says provides with fresh air, so it could be more refreshing and not
Oh,
like heat based, and it's not a concentration, so casting it before you concentrate.
look how smart! I love it. If I was running, I would do it, but it's not me. It's him. But I love
Well,
that.
I can't cast air bubble because I didn't prepare it. We
Oh, well,
didn't
there-
talk about this the night before.
This is why I was trying to talk about this all along.
Y'all did, but it didn't get caught up. It wasn't caught.
That's funny.
Sorry, it just came to mind, and I'm like, oh wait.
It's all good. Maybe you guys don't obsess over this game like I do, and that's fine.
I've got call lightning.
No. Please don't cast that. That's a DQ, and then I definitely lose money on you. The goal is for one of us to be first and one of us to be second.
I think if my math is right, John might be... That can't be right, can it? That he's 90 times the age of Thicket?
That's
You're
awesome.
not wrong.
Boy.
Think it's like less than 2.
Thicket's like 6 months.
Oh, yeah, then definitely.
You're
not wrong.
So we think.
Yeah, no, that's right. Okay. Anywho, continue. Did the
That's so
music pause
fantastic.
again? Did the music... why do you do this to me?
Cheyenne, I hate to ruin things for me and my friends, but I will let you know that Fog Cloud is useful, but Beastpawn is better if you can touch something.
You give her all the strategy that Ephra will have, yes.
To be fair, I want her to be able to do it right. So you have 2 spells, so you're not super amazing, but here's the amazing thing. Beastbond will allow you to basically tell even Gambit in T-Rex form, hey, there's like a fire up there. You should just wait and the fire will go out if you pull it off right. So effectively that would completely stunt my ability to run, because Gambit would be like, oh no, I don't want to be running into fire. Gambit gets to keep Gambit's personality, but I'm pretty sure Gambit is not a let's go right into the fire type person.
Nope.
So, as I understand it, the spells are Thicket casting with 2 4th level spell slots, Freedom of Movement, and then casting using
a third level enhance ability.
Third level enhance ability, target both. Then you casting a 2nd level long strider or 2 first levels.
Let's do...
Usually the same, but it's how you want to use your other spells. Granted, I guess you can't use them during the rest, but what you want to have prepared for the rest of the day.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Let's do a level 2 long strider.
Level 2 long strider. Alright, you can go ahead and mark those off, and we'll use them for the thing. I'm going to go ahead and...
4.
Alright, is there anything else people want to do?
3 and 2.
Doug will just manifest his echo, just hovering slightly above.
Just because. Alright.
John, our ability to encourage and inspire our friends. Do we really want to start with that, or do we want to wait until later on, and we'll see how things are going?
Wouldn't be a bad idea.
Right.
We could start with a little encouragement song.
Sure, and John could potentially yell from the pit stop for at least the 2 inspirations he has.
True.
You only have two Bardic. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's very interesting.
I think it's
It's charisma
division of,
based, and you have a 15 charisma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I guess if you want to start off everybody with maybe, or at least, I guess it would be start off the 2 mounts, both Thicket and Gambit, and then I will try to add as necessary because I have 5, so I can throw it when it looks like we need a catch up or something.
Yeah, totally.
All right, and I just want to clarify some things real quick.
Okay.
All right, so for some of my spells, light, that is not an attack, right? That because it doesn't deal damage.
Yes.
All right. And then, let's see, what else would be? Brian, none attack because it doesn't deal damage.
Correct.
Okay.
And also applies to the
whole
exhaustion.
person is attack, right? Because it
Whole
can harm a
person's
person.
not an attack, no.
No. Oh.
That's not deal damage.
All right. Obviously, charm person is fine. Then if whole person's okay. Silvery barbs doesn't deal damage. Fine.
I think I'd say there's probably a sub rule against mental manipulation to like not dominate or charm a rider.
Okay. All right. Blindness, deafness, damage.
That is not
How
All
long
right.
does it take to attune to an item?
an hour.
Shoot.
Silvery barbs.
No, doesn't deal damage.
Fantastic. All right. Okay. Good. Yeah. So I'm definitely going to be looking for those opportunities, but I think I'm going to be saving that towards like round 2 or round 3. I think early on it's just like let's learn the course. So
Fair enough. Right.
Hey, Thicket. Can I grab some displacer meat from the
Sure.
thing real quick?
Here you go.
all right. And Gambit, are you ready, bro? Are you ready? Like you have to understand. You got to be a T-Rex. You got to jump and you got to crash through stuff and all that. You understand, right? Are you ready to smash?
He's muted.
And yeah,
She's muted.
Gambit's muted.
Unfortunately.
I'm so ready. I'm suffering in this hat.
All right. Look, Thicket, Doug, I really hope that you win, but only a little bit less than I hope that I win. So,
All right. As you prepare,
at this point, can I just be like, just think about how delightful it would be to be like, yeah, we held a concert, but we also won the race. Money.
Doug goes to take your hand, Garand.
Does anyone want anything out of the bag before I turn it into lion? Actually, I should just give
What about the
bag
barrel of
to
explosives?
Doug.
The explosive could cause damage. We don't want to cause damage because we did.
plus, it's not a
Doug-
bag, it's a portable hole that requires it to be spread open to reach anything inside. So even if Doug took it, he wouldn't be able to open it while riding.
That's why I grabbed the meat out
Give it to
first.
John.
That's fair. John could reach in and help out. Gron will shake Doug's hand.
Doug immediately retracts it as you go to grab it and just says, "Game on."
Gron's like, all right.
Doug is in it to win it.
It's a little spicier than I thought today was going to be, but all right. She'll say,
Mori, once you do the activate for the effect, you will still be able to double click on the Mori picture or the Thicket picture to access the sheet in case you do need to look at anything in the back. But yeah, I think as y'all finish preparing things on the mechanics side, y'all can go ahead and transform people so we can get their stamina together.
It needs to be my turn for me to actually use polymorph.
Right, I think that's the case for both of you. Alright, John first. There you go. I'm gonna go ahead and untarget Garand and Doug because they don't need to...
Why didn't that... Who did that just change?
It changed.
It changed Doug, so...
I thought
I'll,
it was supposed to be Grand.
I'll
I
remove
think
the effect.
Gambit was the dinosaur.
Or not Grand. Gambit. That's what I meant. I'm dumb.
There we go.
Everyone gets a turn.
I seriously
being
had
the dinosaur.
targeted. I had targeted Gambit. I don't know why I
You
didn't.
targeted everyone except for Thicket, I think. There you go.
What?
Target Gambit again and do it.
I think it's his little white circle around him. His target.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Bonk. There we go. You're targeting him.
Cool.
Now do it.
Boom. Dinosaur.
Oh no! Warning! Window! Anchor static height ignored for control. What
Oh
does
yeah,
that mean?
look at that. You're
Okay.
finally getting thing. If you want to get rid of that, do /console skip as I talked about last time. Bottom. In the chat.
In the chat.
/space console space skip. No, it's not
I didn't-
/space, just /console space
Yeah.
skip. My bad.
Oh, I can't just close it.
I mean, you can
You
close
can,
it,
but it'll
it's,
keep
It'll
coming up and
reopen
be
every time.
annoying.
it's gonna open a lot. If you
Okay.
And okay. Let's see. 7+ con. So you have 11 stamina points. Am I gonna have to
Oops.
keep doing that consistently? Alright. And I'm gonna go ahead and target give Thicket the reins for the turn. There you go. Now you can transform not John.
No.
Okay, target yourself to change that up. T-Rex is big. I don't know why it has the...
I don't know either. I think I did that, but I don't know how to undo it.
I don't know. The reticle's on him, that's for sure. And did it automatically change his...
That was me.
No, a different thing. Okay.
I have no idea. I don't know what I'm
And
doing
I
at
will
this
give
point.
stamina points of 11 there. And the lion only gets 8. So both of you have those listed as temporary hit points. Bob the test dummy is horrible. I hate him.
No.
I don't hate him. He's just terrible, you know?
It's a backup thing that he uses in order to like do other things that he needs to do to like be like, oh, I need to give this to somebody. Let me see if I give it to Bob if it works out right.
And
Just
it's so stream can see.
Yes.
really, really bad. I just want to say, just in case everything's super bad for Garon, I want to say during this 8th anniversary celebration on Pokemon Go, while there's a bunch of Ultra Beasts, I will say that I've gotten 2 shiny Ultra Beasts, and I've gotten the largest Pokemon, Celesteela, as a double XL, and I got the smallest Pokemon, Kartana, which is basically origami, as a double XS. So I'll say, you know,
and the biggest.
going.
Alright, luck is going pretty well for you. So we are going to swap over the music as y'all approach. So as you get over to the racing spot, as you begin to line up, as you do end up, the race is set up in 2x2s at the start. So you are pretty far back from the starting line. As you see everyone else preparing their own thing as you begin to cast spells. Actually, I was going to leave you over there for the lion and thicket. That way we could use... I mean, yes, we could swap it if we want to have the T-Rex over here. And then thicket as well. I believe we decided they were going to be behind you at the start. Slightly further back. So actually it should be the other way around because Garand and Gambler were...
What do you want?
connected first. So bonk, bonk, bonk. The other two are going to measure where they are in terms of the race compared to other characters. The other two are going to be on the track to show where you are on the track. As you approach and get ready in the line, you see the stage, all of the seating area have pretty much begun to fill up with a variety of people, all sorts of people from all over the town. The fancy-to-do people might have more fancy umbrellas. Some of the other people have set up small, almost tents in their seats to get away from the heat. You see interestingly enough, as you go over, you see one of the, well, you wouldn't necessarily recognize him, but you see a wizard go over to the basin of water you'd seen before that is set kind of toward the bottom of the seating area. There is a basin of water that is like cycling over itself over a large rock to create a sheen of the water flowing down it at a 45-degree angle. As he goes behind it, sits in a meditative pose, and seems to cast a spell. John would be able to best see it from the other side if he walked over. The water shimmers before taking on a image from the air, looking down over at the start of the track, slowly moving around, seemingly following around the front of the track and the racers, having an aerial view that people at that stage can watch. You see a bit too far away to get a clear view enough for a picture or anything. But you see what you would kind of recognize as Simeon coming out over to a nicer sitting area that does have a covering fully set on it and some, like, not guardrails necessarily, but some rails separating it from the rest of the things, where it appears some of the higher end politicians and leadership of the city sit, including a large, not too terribly large, but a fairly large, comfortable looking throne that, though you aren't close enough to get a image of, Thicket would notice first, as well as the others. You see a relatively tall, another about 6 foot tall woman who is a little hard to see the exact size and height, because seemingly stretching up from behind her is almost this, like, spike or shield looking thing that points up above.
Third time's the charm.
There we go. There it is. As you would also see as she moves, though you can't see in great detail, this purple scaled tail moving behind her, and though in a fairly lighter garb, this fairly glittering, almost black, a series of black and purple bits of armor glittering in the bits of sunlight that get to her. Long black hair, and though you can't tell, this purplish looking crown above her head. And as you look kind of like around her arms and behind her, it almost looks like there's, from this distance, it looked like a purplish gray, like, surfboard on her back that you're not exactly sure what the deal is.
Is this a competitor?
Hmm?
Is this a new competitor?
No, this person, as she comes out in the, like, politician area, she
Okay.
moves around and sits down in the throne that's been set on the in the viewing area.
It's the queen.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem
For a
to be the
second,
queen.
I was like, we have Silver Surfer joining us? What's going on?
I was just thinking that.
It does look like the surfboard almost splits apart and shifts around and is now sitting kind of on the sides of the throne. Next to her, these almost like these curved halves of something moving around her as she sits down, seemingly to be more comfortable where she is. As she waves her hand, indicating that she's there, to some of the officials that are looking up and making sure that she's arrived before everything starts. You see the rest of the racers moving up toward their positions, from the very large lizard moving up front that you can't quite get a great look at, to some of the others, and the ones nearest to you. Don't know. Let's see. Who all have you gotten images of? Let's see. I don't think you've got... Have you gotten images of Ariaval and Quilt? You have not. You did not speak to them. You would see directly in front of you, as the 15th of the main competitors, this man. You see a fairly tall, nice-looking elven man in leathers, long blonde hair behind him, and the fairly tall, paltry, axe-beak bird that he has and is getting ready and beginning to get upon for the race.
He's got a giant dodo bird.
I never wanted this bird ever before, but I want this one.
And then in front of him, just barely off to the side, you see a human woman. Let me check that is correct. Is she human? I need to pull up my notes. Yes, the female human woman, who is wearing fairly nice, like, riding gear as she prepares and gets upon her own large black goat, as you see Malian doing.
Hey, she kind of cute. What's up?
Alright, I will go ahead and share them for a minute before I remove them from the player side so that people can still see the race.
To be fair, she also looks a little bit like Mommy, so.
She looks like my wife. Nice.
Cheyenne just went, what about Mommy? I was like, I'm not see. but she does look a little bit like mommy. So,
Yeah, it works.
gonna lean over real quick while like all this is starting to go on, and he's just gonna kind of like to whisper to Doug and Thicket. I just realize if I win, it looks really good for me and my uncle. Just think about it. All right, and he's gonna get.
As
All
the
right, keep going.
announcer comes out and does begin naming off the various teams from front to back with Cathra, Shelley, Walker, and Alexander, all the different names as they go down. Different people are raising their hands. Various people do cheer for the different elements, especially for the first few, as well as potentially the largest amount of cheering for Arden and Mars.
Nice.
The Azamar and his horse that you'd met before that seems to have his own fan club.
Yeah.
Quite loudly. As it makes
Does
its way
anybody
all the way back to you.
Is this like wrestling? Does anybody seem to be the heel?
Heel? The disliked?
Yeah.
There are a few boos for let's see, who's the person that people don't like? There are some boos for, though it's not many, Walker and Alexander and Gadul and Boulder. The Goblin and Direwolf, as well as Myerma and Osiris. There are a couple of people, but not terribly many. It doesn't seem that there's a lot of disdain, many people that are disliked. Some get far less. Aryaval gets next to no applause. A few people, but not much at all. With, as they mentioned, Garand and Gambler, make a performance check. Same thing for Doug.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think I'm definitely throwing a completely unnecessary but absolutely necessary hero point on this.
Sure.
Oh, went just one.
All right, Doug. With that, is surprising some as prepping everything, turning into the T-Rex. I would like for Gambit as T-Rex to make an intimidation check. Which, if it doesn't have proficiency intimidation, just press the C button next to charisma. Garand with the 21. People do seem to recognize you and cheer for you as Thicket roars loudly. Let's see. With that roll, here you go. You get a D8 inspiration from the crowd for this lap.
Oh, Garand does?
Yep.
Nice! So I can just use it whenever?
At some point, it lasts for this lap.
But one time throughout the lap, I can choose to use it?
Yep. You get an extra D8 one time around the lap. And a similar thing with T-Rex and Doug.
How many laps are there?
3 laps.
3. No, you're going to use the computer.
Each time you pass by the front, you will have
then
you will get to roll performance each time you pass by the finish line to try and woo the crowd.
I'll help you.
Despite Gambit being less than intimidating, despite the size, Gambit still takes a minute to get his footing and everything. Not quite as intimidating as he could be, but Doug does make up for waving to the crowd. Doug, you get a D6 that you can add. And Garand, that D8 can be shared between the mount and rider. Same thing for Doug. That D6 can be shared between the mount and rider.
I'm going to make a suggestion. I don't know that we're there yet, but when you are ready to start this, should we take our break then? So that way we can just do the whole race without break?
That could work, which we're about to do so. So as everyone prepares, gathers their things, you hear someone at the horn counting down. There's a wait for a few moments. Actually, no, they would not. They would let everyone know that the race is about to start. And then from up where the best seating is, where the covered thing is with the queen and everything, there is the sound of 3 flares almost as bursting over the crowd. There appears to be a scorching ray, and then a moment later, there is a small bead of flame that travels directly over the starting line as everyone tenses, and then it explodes in a fireball, and the race begins.
And then short break, just cause.
And then short break. Let's take a quick 5-minute break, bring everyone back here, and we'll get started. Why on earth do you keep stopping Spotify? It's not giving me the, like, hey, you're doing Spotify with also Discord, no bueno. Why are you doing this to me?
Maybe it's a new thing with like listening to music with other people. Maybe it's like you're listening to it on OBS.
That'd be really upsetting. It was detecting OBS. Pausing.
I can't type in chat.
Well, that's not good. Like, in the window?
Yeah.
So you've clicked on it?
Like it's just there's a drop down and then it brings up this gray box, but I can
No, you don't need the
not
drop
type
down.
it.
You
don't
want
need
to
the
click
drop
that
down.
light blue box.
The one that says
Where we-
The
chat.
white
Where we do our rolls
Oh,
and
the
stuff.
one. Okay, the one that looks like it's just a thing. Okay.
Yeah.
One that looks like
The
a button.
regular
Yeah, it's not
chat
very.
box.
UX isn't great
Yeah.
on
No, it's not.
that.
I'll also decide here in a second if Cheyenne is going to get to control FRL for most of the things, even if y'all aren't near, or if she's just going to control FRL when y'all catch up to that point. To do.
Yeah, that's number 5, bro.
Wow, that fast? Well, I guess I have a lot to think about, because I'm now about to control 15 NPCs. Granted, I'm only going to be controlling the ones closest to y'all at a given time.
So tiny.
Yep, John's tiny. The first section y'all go to as you get started will actually be an immediate athletics check against Area Vol and Malian Doom to see if you can burst ahead at the start. Get that.
I can still use my tabaxi thing, right? The feline agility.
I need to check wild shape, I'm not sure.
A lion is still a cat.
It's true, but that doesn't mean it has feline agility, the ability. Let's see. Wild shape. No, you do not get to keep your other game statistics besides your skill and sip with proficiency.
Rip.
Rough.
Well, you retain the benefit of any feature from your class, race, or other source that and can use them in the new form if it's physically capable of doing so. You can't use things such as special senses like dark vision. So yeah, okay. It does specify that if it's something that makes sense for your new form, then yeah. So
I can?
sure, yeah.
Cat to a cat, see?
Hey.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
I'm gonna grab some more water. I'll be right back.
That's great. That's fantastic. Because
Did I use it at the start to try and get ahead or
Can't wait
no?
for
Because I can only use it once in the entire race.
why once? I thought it was just you can't move the next turn.
Well, I would have to stop for an entire turn and then keep going.
Right. So the idea is then you would use it on the straightaway. You get it?
I don't understand why that wouldn't still be just once.
I mean, I would say my point is that you could use it on the straightaway, and maybe I can follow up and leave them behind, like cause like some kind of like disruption behind you. Or even we could have John cast something as you do it, and so the turn that you wait, it won't matter anyway because maybe they're like caught in a fog cloud, or I blind them or something.
I don't think it would be very beneficial to try and use it more than once because it's like double movement, but that would be the same as just
Yeah.
going
Just
for
waiting.
2 turns.
Yeah, I think that's why a lot of people like pick that race and go rogue, because then they can bonus action. Excuse me.
Bonus action, dash, and
Bless you.
move to get farther away, and then pause, and then keep going.
Right. Because bonus action doubles your speed, and then you cat speed, and then so you have times 4 speed.
Will Gambit be able to bonus action dash through this
Nope.
race?
No, I think that would take that's too much of a mental thing to translate over with polymorph. Plus, I don't think polymorph is the same. I can pick it though. I think it doesn't give you any of your stuff.
It gives personality. So if for whatever reason you think that the T-Rex figures out a way to trick or take advantage of the other people's weaknesses, I mean that makes sense to me. But
That's
much
a
else,
Gambit to describe.
Hmm.
Also, I do want to
Let's
point
see.
out that my daughter's bedtime is about 10. So either that means we have to like either I have to push her once every week, which we can talk about, or we run her while she goes to bed, or we go to like maybe like we kind of split the difference and we run just like a little bit later, and it's a shorter game.
We'll talk about it.
So.
Not something I think we should worry about tonight, but we can talk about it later on. Oh,
Yeah.
And John is BRB. Or Sam BRB. Either way would potentially work. I don't know if it necessarily work with everyone to start earlier. I'd be open to it, but I don't know if it would for everyone else. And then, whether you want her to stay up or if it would be she gets a slightly later bedtime of 10:30 or just 10 that night, then it would be what it is. And then we play her for the rest of the time. We can figure that out. We have time before that for sure.
Definitely. It could be that, I mean, let's say it's a whole year before we get there. That will also make some changes, possible. So
it'll be at least a couple of months before I'll finish this campaign, I'm sure.
Oh, definitely. We're nowhere close to 14th level, and you have us planned up to then, so...
Yeah, about then. It's possible I'll get to the end by 12th, but yeah, pretty much. 4th level is still what I'm expecting, honestly. Okie doke. So when Sam gets back, we will start up. First thing will be an immediate athletics check from Thicket and Gambit to try and get past Malian Dune and Arival and Quilla at the immediate start.
Nice.
Definitely have notes to refer to this entire game. Let's see.
Should I use feline agility right out of the gate?
Yes, I think so.
So in that case, you
That's
can
my
pick
opinion.
up a... Let's go D6 on the athletics check, I think makes sense. Which, just so I know ahead of time, what did you enhance ability on?
I'm back.
What did you enhance
Chris,
ability?
what do we enhance ability on?
Gotta decide on that.
My thought process is, well, I guess actually, if you did wisdom, it would be on me and Doug, But I would say for the two of you, which is probably where it matters more, either con or actually either strength or dex. Because strength to jump, dex to jump, or con to endure all the nonsense.
It's a few different options.
Personally,
I'm
I would,
sorry.
if I was playing
Oh,
con, if that helps anything, I would choose con.
Okay.
let me see. I think that hmm. I have a +4 con, a 0 to dex, and 7 to strength. What are
Yeah,
you looking like?
but see, most
Okay.
times stuff like this, you can sub strength or dex. So unless specifically while we were training, he taught us that, or he explained to us that strength and dex were going to be so vastly different that we would need both, then I would say for you, strength or con. Which means for the lion, strength or con. Because he's casting it one
Yeah.
time. Like it's casting it one time, so it's the same stat.
The only things y'all knew for sure ahead of time were that athletics, pretty much strength for the straightaway, and then survival on part of probably the rider for the forest. But
Right, which
don't
is
know
why
what stats are going to apply to the shifting stones or the spires yet.
Right, which is why I said wisdom for the riders, or con or strength dex for
Alright, well ultimately it comes down to Thicket's choice.
100%.
I don't
What was
want to
the stat?
choose.
Well,
You can roll a
you're the
d4.
caster.
You can roll a d4 and say, just go in order: strength 1, dex 2, con 3, wisdom 4, and then wisdom would be for me and Doug, and then strength dex or con would be for you two.
We talked about this as a team. Someone tell me what to do.
Garon votes con for the mounts.
Gambit votes a dex for the mount.
John, what does John vote?
First Connor Dex for mounts.
You can pick something else. You can pick a third other option.
There's wisdom. The current thoughts are
Yep.
strength or dex for mounts, con for mounts, or wisdom
what
for
is
riders.
this? What is this in relation to?
Enhance ability.
It's the ability to get bonuses throughout the race.
Yeah, whatever you enhance will get a D8 on any checks associated.
The ability to get bonuses. Intelligent. No, I'm kidding. I'm going with con.
So I
Okay,
have
we can do
2
con.
votes
Gambit's
con.
not that.
Alright, so it's going to con, and this
Give
will
it-
apply to your
doesn't care.
stamina-based stuff. Do.
Number 6, bro. Whoa, we're on a roll, man.
Okay, so as you start out, as the fireball explodes above the line, everyone begins moving. I do need the lion and T-Rex to make athletics checks to try and go ahead and get ahead of Ariaval and Quill and Mally and Dune immediately. In the immediate rush, see if you can burst past them.
Do I get any bonus with feline agility?
If you're using it, then yes, you get an extra D6.
You might as well consider
What is
using
it?
it now also from John.
It's an
Because-
athletics check. You do
You-
also both
You
have...
said it was.
And then I'll be buffing as I see the need for it.
It's athletics. Thicket's using feline agility. Both of you, the riders, get to decide when they use the bardic inspiration, but it is a D8 that each team has.
If I don't have
If you don't have the ability,
proficiency in it,
then you just hit the C button next to whatever stat is appropriate. So for this, you're going to hit the C button next to strength.
C
Oh.
next to strength.
nice.
Nice.
Nice, okay.
Whoops! I did it twice.
Well, we're going to take the first one, which is a nat 1, unfortunately. So,
No, it's not. No, it's not.
oh, you're going to go
No.
ahead and, as you do it, what are you using on? How are you making it different?
Oh, wait. No, I'm thinking something else. I can't change it from being a nat 1.
No, I don't think so. You're not a halfling. So unfortunately, out the gate, The T-Rex, you stumble a bit as you get used to this different body and moving like this. Even though you'd practice, it's still jarring to immediately transform and then try to run quickly after. So you do stay back with that team staying in last place, but immediately Thicket, bursting forward, dashes right past Malian Dune and Aryaval and Quill, taking the 14th spot.
Woo!
As you both move ahead, you immediately make a turn as you see the various pedestals beginning to shift ahead of you. Is there anything you're going to do? First off, the Thicket and Garon team. In front of you is Thornton and Nash, who you'd seen before and was on the thumbnail. Behind you is Mally and Dune
Doug.
trying to catch up.
Thicket and Doug.
I'm sorry, yes, it is Thicket and Doug, my bad.
We're approaching the little platforms.
Yes, there are platforms that are moving. They are steps upward that as you climb the step, you have to climb the steps to get to the ridge across the top. If you roll too badly, instead of it just being, I mean, if you, on this one in particular, if you roll if you roll really badly, you can actually shift back multiple spots as opposed to the people around you, you know, moving forward or against. Because you can fall off and have to go back and run back up the things again. But is there anything y'all want to do as you try to go up with the people around you?
I realize it's too late for this, but as a side note, the people who are slated to win were started earlier, and the people who were not slated to win were started later. Is that correct?
Yeah. I mean, technically you all start at the same time, but they were further forward, because that's how most races tend to... Well, that's how races in my head are going to be in this case.
Oh, I like it. I like it. All right.
Yeah.
So you said
Go ahead.
Jack?
Oh, I said this is a climb.
Yeah, so basically you're moving upward on these moving steps to try and get up to the top of the ridge that will then slope back down before turning to the forest.
So, what is that, like half speed or something?
No, you're making a check as you go along to get around the obstacle.
Oh, okay, I see. I was just thinking, like, because the lion's natural, like, speed is what, 60?
It's a bunch, which helps on the straight race specifically.
Like,
How far apart are these platforms?
Depends on where they are at the time. If it's at the same time, they're basically touching, like if they're close to each other, but they can move 10 or 15 feet apart from each other as they move back and forth. Because they're moving like left to right as you try and jump up them.
How big are the platforms?
The platforms are easily 15, 20 feet on the side.
Cool. So I think that my running leap would be very helpful.
Alright, you'd like to use your running leap to help out. Alright. Is that all that team is going to do?
I think so.
Alright, the main stat for this, for the shifting stones, is as they move in a different pattern, you will get a bonus from the leap to help, but it will be... Which one of you is directing the pathway? Like, deciding where you run? Is Thicket kind of allowing Doug to guide him? Or is Doug just along for the ride?
I mean,
Thicket will allow it if he wants to, but Thicket's kind of just going.
Yeah, because like I figured Thicket has better perception anyway, so like Doug is mostly just there for like defense or like.
So this is a investigation or perception check.
For me?
Yep. If you're the one leading the path, then yeah, you're the one. You make the check. All right. So as you go moving up across, I did say you would have a bonus. It looks like you didn't roll a bonus because I forgot to tell you to.
You didn't tell me. I didn't know that was for this.
Go ahead and add a d6. That is for this, using your leap to move across.
Oof.
All right. Unfortunately, it's not enough to get ahead of Thornton and Nash, but it is enough to stay ahead of where you are. As Myra and Osiris and Thornton Nash continue to keep their positions, as surprisingly enough, they're doing a pretty good job of leaping up, because it's only a couple of feet up for each of the different steps as you move up a course of maybe 35, 40 feet vertically before getting to the end of the stones. But you managed to keep pace where you are, as Mali and Dune actually move back behind Ereval and Quill. Speaking of which, Garand, I assume that you are taking the perception over Gambit and kind of guiding him, or is Gambit going wild?
I mean, I'm horrible at it, but I would try.
Are you horrible, worse than... Well, I guess that's up to y'all. Who's horribler?
Gambit has a +4 to perception.
So if T-Rex has +4, T-Rex is better.
Wild. Alright, in that case, go ahead and make the check. Is there anything y'all would like to do to aid or change this particular thing?
Might as well use the what is it? We had a D6 from something and a D8 from my performance and a D8 from John. Is that right?
You
So
have a D8 from the crowd, a D8 from John. I don't know of the D6.
Okay.
The D6 was specifically for Thicket, as the lion has a leaping ability.
All right. We'll go ahead and use the D6 now, I guess. So 15 total.
Ariaval doesn't want to be left behind. He is using a bonus to add to his roll. But even despite that, you get enough of a roll that as Mali and Dune are having a hard time and actually almost fall on the beginning of the steps, you manage to move across both of them, getting right behind Thicket and Doug. As you finish running over, as you move over each of the different sections, jumping from platform to platform, eventually catching up, moving past those, to the point where Thicket, as you jump, you actually leap up over... No, you would actually not, because you didn't get ahead, but you are leaping 2 of these steps at a time, but still from the initial speed, Iomar and Osiris, Thornton and Ash, and everyone else are still doing a very good job staying ahead. Seem to be surprised, but not having a hard time adapting to the more difficult situation.
Alright, I actually D6, so can I just go ahead and mark that as one of my bardics, and we'll save the D8 since I messed up?
Sure.
Alright.
And then, as you get to the next section, go ahead and both of you make con saves for stamina.
Okay.
Can I use a hero point?
You
automatically...
You do also get D8s.
You automatically...
as well. You can use a hero point if you'd like.
Okay.
But you do get extra D8s to the con save.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, will that happen automatically?
No, you'll need to roll it and then add the number to the modifier. And this does need to be the animal making it.
Okay.
I mean, I'm good.
I
Yeah.
am going to use a hero point.
Okie doke. You have both the hero point and the D8. Thicket, you've got that extra +2.
I'm gonna use one as well.
Unfortunately, Gambit only gets a total of +2 across the 2 things. Thicket's up with a +5. For transparency, +6, my bad. For transparency, the DC, because the Scorching Heat is 15, if you get a 15 to 19, you will maintain your current stamina. If you get a 19 to 23, you will get +1, and if you get 23 or higher, you get 2 stamina. If you get lower than 15, 15 to 8, you lose 1. If you get 8 or lower, you lose 2 stamina.
Alright, let's go ahead and use the one of the 2 D8s. I'll use my inspiration D8. Oh, let's go!
Right, so Thicket is in a great spot with an extra
So
you're at +14.
Well,
+14.
whatever the normal plus is, so I guess 14, but 10.
Garand is on
the
T-Rex, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Grand is on me.
Okay, so in that case, it's +10 for Gambit.
Yeah,
And I don't get anything?
No, you just get your +6.
Cool.
Alright, both you roll your con saves.
Con save.
Yep.
Okay, I need to roll a 2.
To at least pass, yeah. But you did not,
T-Rex.
so...
T-Rex is
Thicket
like...
as Lion, change your temp HP to 9 as you actually gain a point, and I need the T-Rex to change your temp HP to 13 as you gain 2 stamina points. Reminder, you can use these to gain full advantage on any roll that isn't a stamina check.
Nice.
Cool.
Okie doke, as you move ahead and get into the woods, Is there anything you'd like to take as you move into the woods and begin trying to find your way through? Is there anything in particular you're going to try and do?
I would just like to point out that freedom of movement specifies we are unaffected by difficult terrain.
Good to know. So you are both unaffected by difficult terrain. This wouldn't necessarily count as difficult terrain, but freedom of movement will help you from some of the other stuff that other people around you might have. As you are now trying to get past Thornton and Nash and Myerma.
I would like to cast a hex on whoever's just immediately in front of us.
That would be Thornton and Nash, alright, and he doesn't have any immediate abilities, so what are you going to hex him on?
I will hex on a strength for the athletics check that I believe.
Nash's athletics check is going to have disadvantage ongoing for the rest of the race. Myerma and Osiris, as y'all are getting into it immediately, she is going to try and use a fog cloud as the horse kicks up various dust to try and mess with y'all, which is going to give you a minus D. Probably not a minus D4. It's going to be a perception check for each of you to see how it affects you. Go ahead and each of you make perception checks.
Or for the mount, or for whoever's rolling.
Whoever's going to roll through the forest. Which
All right,
the forest is a survival check.
T-Rex has the better plus.
Perception?
Well, I have +4 perception, but I have only +1 wisdom.
Doesn't matter. It's perception.
All
That's
right.
what he said.
Perception is to go through the fog cloud and keep your path.
But then I'd have to roll. I would have to roll for survival, right?
You are going to have to roll for survival in a second, yes. Whichever of you is leading.
Okay.
Let me go ahead and throw another bardic inspiration on this. So a D6 to +2. So you have +2 on this one.
On the perception or on the survival?
On the perception. The survival I feel like is going to be fine. No, I feel like perception is going to be fine because worst case scenario, I can do something with the survival. In fact, I have an idea. So yeah, so we'll do that on the perception. +2 on perception.
All right.
We're doing it on perception.
Yeah, just
okay.
Go with it. And then I hexed, so that's one level 1 spell.
All right. Would I be right in assuming that Thicket is going to be the survival, or is it going to be Doug doing survival in the forest?
I have +8.
Yep, that would be Thicket.
All right, go ahead and let's see. The T-Rex passes on the perception check, or is that supposed to be the survival?
I think
I didn't roll anything.
That's a perception, and it's supposed to be 18. I did the wisdom wrong.
No worries. All right. So is that was the survival?
Just the perception.
All right. So that's still enough. You do pass, and you are unaffected by the fog cloud as you pretty much just look over it as a T-Rex. And Thicket, your perception for the fog cloud?
Just regular, no bonuses or negatives.
Yeah. Regular perception to get through the fog cloud. Which you do pass quite easily through as well, keeping path for the few feet that it's there, passing through the dust cloud with relative ease. As you go through the forest, both of you are making your survival checks. Which I believe...
I'm going to cause someone to make a disadvantage on their survival to give Gambit Rex a advantage. So,
all right,
so
you're going to go ahead and use silvery barbs.
I hexed the one before me. The two before me, whichever one was before that one's the one that has disadvantage on the survival, whereas Gambit has the advantage.
So Thornton has disadvantage on survival as well?
Sounds good.
Okey-doke.
No. Is that the one I hexed? Wait, is that the one I hexed?
That is the one you hexed.
No, the one before him. I want the one.
So Myerma, the one in front of him, is the one that has the disadvantage on survival.
Yep.
The horsey. All right. So Myerma and Osiris have disadvantage.
I'm trying to piece these guys apart, just slowly, make our way up.
Right.
All right. With that survival, I'm thinking, go ahead and yes, you have a +2 survival check for the T-Rex. So.
Have advantage.
And advantage.
That magic.
Okay. You're fine. You're saving.
I'm so confused. I'm just doing anything that someone tells me.
You have +2 and advantage.
+2.
All right. Well, you win. Congratulations. All right. So.
Wait. Hold on. +2. I could have just used the advantage button. That would have been smart. Duh.
So despite the extra effect, there is a little bit of a widening shift as Doug and Thicket actually move ahead of both Myerma and Thornton and Nash, getting speeding ahead through, passing by both of them as Myerma has a hard time keeping exactly where she wants to be, but Thornton in particular actually gets slogged down without even having disadvantage. He rolled quite poorly as he's getting caught up in the reeds quite a lot. Ron, you are still behind Myerma, but you do pass Thornton and Nash for Gambit and Garand.
All right.
All right.
That means
both
yeah.
make con saves for the survival. As we're moving ahead, which is now bringing you up to Dorn and Flint, who y'all did not get the image of. You see Dorn looks like a fairly hardworking man who is doing his best to keep riding well. He has various tools at his belt as he is riding a zebra.
Ooh, nice. Ooh.
Just before, once you roll, before we do anything else, I can add the D8 from the Bardic Inspiration. So, because thanks to John's help, so just roll, and we'll see how.
I know I'm very inspiring.
Okay.
You really are.
But
I
wait,
mean, bro,
what about the? But I add another a D8 for enhanced ability, right?
Yep.
If it's con, yeah.
Yep, for the con save, both of
Okay,
you
so
make
here's the D8
additional con
first.
saves with advanced.
Oh,
why am I
ability.
Damn it!
only
Stop.
rolling once?
That was the
My
wrong.
God, everybody, you're
Okay.
horrible. Both of you are horrible.
You're rolling d8s. Dang.
Okay,
Bad d8s.
so what else am I adding to it?
It's a con save. Are you doing anything else to add to it, Doug? Or, I'm sorry, Garon? No. Yeah, Garon.
Good.
Should we use a stamina point for this?
You can't use stamina points on the survival.
Oh.
It's everything else. Because it
I'm
affects the
using-
survival out of
Is
the
it,
actual value.
Are
you
we
can't.
doing survival
using-
checks or saves?
Okay.
I'm sorry, yes, I said it wrong. This is the stamina con save. Which
It's
you can't
fine.
use stamina points on.
Guys are gonna-
For the
Okay.
survival, you did get ahead of some people and move actually forward a little bit.
Just, it'll be fine. Go for it.
So Gambit with a +3 con save, and Thicket with
I forgot to add +1, but it's 17.
All right, still
See?
18.
Or
Both
18.
you pass. You don't gain any additional points, but you do both keep your current stamina points, and as you continue to catch up.
Question.
Yeah.
It was 18. Okay.
Yes, Doug.
If I was to use daylight, could I also use my weapon instead of causing? Because it's supposed to be used in combat to where they roll at a disadvantage, basically because I blind them. Could I do that similarly to someone that's in front of me potentially, to or beside me to blind them?
You could try and use it to mess with someone, yeah. As you do get up to the next area is a series of spires that are pointing out of the ground, easily going 30 or 40 feet in the air, much wider at the base and reaching a point at the top. As you move into the section, you begin to feel more weightless, as you even see the people in front of you, even to the point of several ahead of you, Georgia and Malon, you can see in the distance, are basically the horse is just jumping from spire to spire as she guides it, as everyone's trying to move through this low gravity area. And directly in front of you, kind of sad Chris isn't here, he's going to enjoy this image when he gets back, you would see a very large and furry animal with these horns ahead of you, the clapping of the hooves against the ground as it moves into this area, and on it is a fairly gruff-looking halfling fellow, some various tools on his side, not wearing any kind of shoes, and riding bareback, as you see Ty and Flash.
Look.
Yeah, kitty, yeah. Don't talk back.
As you see Ty and Flash, the halfling and the yak, which will be y'all's next opponents for the next section as you go up to the spires. With the low gravity area, the check you will end up making is acrobatics on part of the animal. What would you like to do to alter the roll?
Would running leap help with this?
running leap would help with this. You're going to get an extra D8.
Cool.
And the one I hexed is way back there, right? I don't have to worry about them.
He is behind you now.
All right, I will cast a new hex on this fam.
All right, are you going to try and do it on Myarma and Osiris, or Dorn and Flint? Because you are too far behind Ty and Flash to be able to do it against him.
Oh, then I'll just wait. All right,
and reminder, Myarma and Osiris are the black dragonborn woman and her pale-colored horse.
Yeah. That's fine.
Stop pausing. And I need to double check. Do either of them have anything fancy they are going to do? Dorn and Flint does not. Myarma... Actually, Myarma is going to go ahead and try and do something to mess with you. No, she wouldn't be able to use that here. Should have used it in last area, but she didn't, and that's her fault. And by her fault, I mean my fault. Is there anything you are going to do to try and change up the roll for this?
I will let Goran know that I have a 0 in Dex.
Fortunately, you're the one making the check regardless because you're the steed.
Yeah, if this is a Dex sort of thing, I will probably give advantage to the T-Rex and disadvantage to not Mirma and Osiris, who are just before us, but the one before them. Who was that? Was that Dorn and Flint?
Dorn and Flint. All right, so you're going to give Dorn and Flint, Flint the zebra, disadvantage on this and give it advantage to the T-Rex.
Yep, let's go, Gambit. We got this, bro.
So it's advantage?
Yep.
Yes, click the advantage button, and then you don't forget, you still have a D8, so if you want me to roll that D8, you let me know.
You do have an inspiration you can use. You can also spend stamina points to gain D8s.
Is this one
This is a stamina point.
Stamina points are things that you have... Oh, so you said you are going to use stamina point? Nice. You mark that down to
I'm
12.
going to use one, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, because you have +2, right? So let's go ahead and use one.
Oh, yeah.
That's a roll.
Oh, yeah.
Save, fam.
Yeah.
That's the stamina point. You can still decide if you'd like to use the inspiration. I believe you had
Let's
already
save
used
the
your
inspiration.
immediate inspiration from the crowd.
Might as well. I already have the D8 there. Let's see if we go this. Come on, let's go. Big money, big money. Dang it! No. All right, but still. All right, so
Still
plus
a 10,
10
so you're going to have a plus 10 acrobatics check. And what was Doug going to do?
and advantage. Plus 10 and advantage.
True.
I was going to ask if I place like displacer meat just on one of the spires, like towards the end of the, I guess the little obstacle course thing. If that could potentially give someone a disadvantage
That could
because
mess up someone behind you, for sure.
I'm so glad to be your daddy.
But it wouldn't mess up anyone in front of you, but it would be able to mess up people behind you. Though,
Right.
from these different species, you would know that only Quill, the Axebeak, and Nash, the Boar, are going to be carnivores.
Well, it wasn't necessarily. I mean, yes, that would be, but also for like, just I guess stepping on the meat and then slipping, if that makes sense.
Ah, I see.
And a pill.
I don't, especially because it's dried, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Because you did dry it. It is bone-dry meat.
Okay, here we go.
Should
And-
we use a stamina point for this?
Woo! T-Rex, let's go. Let's go, Gambit. It's a big bet.
Catching up
This is
there.
what I was hoping for. I was hoping for a bunch of cheese, and it's all like, Velveeta, yum yums.
So I have a dexterity.
Unfortunately, yours doesn't matter. It has to be thickets.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I have +2,
Is there anything I want to try and add to it?
and I get a D8.
All right, so
Great.
you're spending a D8 from that is from your jumping ability. So you can go ahead and roll that to add to it. Start rolling y'all's opponents.
What's so great is that
Nice.
as just
So
advantage.
we
It's
probably don't want to do the advantage since we just rolled a +7, right?
Yeah.
And you have
let's
+2.
not.
Yeah, let's wait.
So it's a dex check, right?
Yes.
Let's
This is
go.
how we get first and second, y'all. This is how we get first and second.
I'm so stressed rolling these.
It's so great. Like all the stress right now is so awesome, but I'm also so hyped. Like it's all the feels. I'm probably gonna wake up my wife. I'm so excited, but I hope I don't.
All right, so even with their own attempts and various things, everyone else rolled quite badly. As you get ahead, you quickly begin to pass by people. As Doug and Thicket, you're able to pass all the way up as you move past Ty and Flash and Dorn and Flint.
Tell me we're 9-10. Let's go.
As y'all are quite close to Georgia and Malon and Frankie and Scales. With that roll and everything from behind, I'm going to say with that quality, coming from the back, the T-Rex, you actually bound over and break one of the pillars, jumping off from it. You basically just soar the rest of the, 100 feet toward the end, coming down, and the ground rumbles as you land just behind Thicket, passing by Myroman Osiris, Dorn and Flint, and Ty and Flash, all in one large jump.
Woo!
Let's go.
All
This is
right.
what it's all about, bro. This is what it's all about. Now we just got to get up to that. Anybody got a blue turtle shell? That's all I'm looking for. I want a blue turtle shell.
And now you need con saves for the stamina.
Okay,
All
so
right, everybody gets the automatic D8.
is there anyone in front of us that has a carnivorous?
Yes, you see
No.
Frankie and Scales,
Hi.
who I believe y'all met before, but I'll reshare the image. The people in front of you are Georgia and Malon, who you hadn't seen before. Georgia is where's my description? She is a female human who looks very Why is the D&D gameplay not showing up? Has it not been showing up the entire time? Why is fantasy?
No. It's gonna go so awesome, and I'm gonna super win and get win, and we're gonna be fat rich.
You see the black horse and its rider, Georgia and Malon. As well as Frankie and Scales, who are the smallest contestants, both rider and steed, are the ones in front of you for this next section. As, surprisingly enough, Frankie and Scales were actually doing incredibly well in the spires, bouncing from one to the next with an impressive ability. As this Dinoceus is doing quite well in terms of its acrobatics and keeping up with everything. Alright, your stamina saves were... Oof, you actually lose a point, Thicket, of your stamina as the heat is bearing down on you. And then T-Rex, you actually gain 2 more points of stamina as the T-Rex with that roll.
Alright, at this point, you need to be using advantage on every single roll, period.
Yeah, for
You
real.
have 8 more stamina checks in different sections you're going through. Actually, 9 including this, because you are now in a straightaway. As you dash forward, this is going to be an athletics check.
Alright, so go ahead and use that stamina point so you have advantage, which you were at 12.
It's not advantage,
Wait,
it's an extra
does it
D8.
give it advantage? It's only a D8.
It's only a D8.
But
it
you
does
can
give you a
use
boost.
an advantage, he said.
No,
Is that
the
not-
stamina points are for an extra... No, that's right. Stamina points are the only way to get advantage. I was wrong. That's right. You're right.
So use 1 stamina, and then you have plus 1 D8. So roll the D8. And then have advantage as well. Yes!
What is the advantage?
We're so winning, damn it! We're the best, bro.
The advantage is for the stamina point you're spending.
And then now advantage.
Is
Which-
this athletics check a con check again?
No,
athletics.
it's an athletics check. It's a strength check.
Okay, strength.
But you could also use one of your stamina points or whatever to use an advantage as well. Oh, look at that. It's so gorgeous. 1817. You were meant to make That's amazing. Way to go, Gambit.
Where did we get a D8 from?
The D8 is from enhanced ability. No, the D8... Where did you get a D8?
If I'm wrong, then we'll just use the D8 that was for the first round anyway, because still had a D8 left. So let's just go ahead and use that. So
Do you still have a D8?
yeah. Because I used a D6 earlier. We used 1 D8 for one thing, and then we had, I forget why, but there was something that you gave us another D8 for. But
I think it
wasn't
was
it.
from John's inspirations.
Bardic inspiration.
Pretty sure
Yeah.
that.
If you think you still have that, Thicket, you can go ahead and add that to yours if you'd like to spend the D8 on it. Since it is for just the
Okay,
one
so
lap.
Out of those,
We-
because the round is
We
over.
have
Two, they definitely-
inspirations to use as well.
Yeah, so
Bardic inspiration.
so we could only use that +6 right now, right before we start the second lap.
Yes.
A
You'll not-
So let's
D8.
go-
You actually have a D8 from John. I give D6 when I have it. I have 3 left of those, and I'll drop them on you guys as I feel like you need them. But we're both doing pretty great, so let's just hang on because we still have 2 whole full laps left. So
Okay.
Well, what I was saying was like from the crowd we got a D6, and we can only
Yes.
use it this.
that's
That
what it was. I had a crowd D8. That's what it was.
But I think that was already. I think that's already been spent by now.
For
Okay.
us.
And this would be John. One of the two is true, but
You have a D8 from John left, I believe. I think you've already used your D6 from the crowd.
okay. Then Gambit can use that, which is that 7, which is why 32.
Okay.
Oh wait, I
Fortunate.
thought
That's so
Gron. I thought Gron and Gambit had the +8, and we got the +6 from the crowd.
I don't think you got anything from the crowd. No, you did get a +6 from the crowd. Or a D6.
D8 earlier from the crowd, and we used that already. But I give D6s for me, so and I've used 2 of those so far. So You know
I've
what?
just been
I really
rolling a
want
lot of
Gambit to win.
D8s.
Okay.
I really want Gambit to win.
Take the 5, you get the +5 on Thicket the Lion for this athletics check, and you can go ahead and use that.
Sure.
Okay.
That's a sure. We'll keep going.
Should we also use the D8 from John?
Might as well. This is the end of the round, so I would use it now.
Yeah.
Jocelyn, Sam, keep rolling this good. Yo. Like, keep rolling this good. You're so awesome. Keep going.
Okay, so you get an extra +10 for Lion.
Okay, and this is strength check.
Yes. Athletics specifically if you have it, but strength.
And do we say we're
Oh.
using a stamina point?
I totally forgot a different thing that applies to to this in particular. I need to pull back up theirs to see if they get any bonuses.
I wouldn't.
Georgia and Malon get an extra D8 from where they are. Frankie and Scales get a D6. What's the T-Rex movement speed?
50.
50, then you get a D8.
Wait, it's
Oh, sorry,
probably
it's,
more with Long Strider.
I wouldn't.
Yes, it's 50. So both of you with Long Strider are above 60. You both get D10s as well because of the movement speed bonus.
Roll it. Come on. 9, 8, 9, 10.
Oh, wait.
8, 9, 10, 8,
So
9, 10.
do I add that to my 32?
Yes.
You will. 8, 9, 10. 8, 9, 10. 8, 9, 10.
So I'm rolling a D10?
Yeah. 8, 9, 10. 8, 9, 10. 8, 9, 10. No!
I think you
All
have
right.
a total of plus
Not bad.
12.
38.
Roll.
38.
Okay. All this prep for one strength check.
For one singular strength check. Use your plus 12
So-
and keep going.
I would not.
There's a
use it.
reason why adventurers have won in the past, yo.
So Doug says no stamina point for this.
Yeah, because we're already low. Because he said that we had 9 more to do,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
have less than 9. So we need to make sure we at least can make it through if we lose some later.
Yeah.
All right. Good planning. Go ahead and roll with your plus 12 for the strength. All right. So Frankie and Scales with the smaller leg, she falls back behind both of you. Unfortunately for her, I love her, but she doesn't have the biggest athletics particularly. As you keep going, Garand with the T-Rex actually manages to pass both by Thicket and Doug and by Georgia and Malon. But Georgia and Malon, with their total of 27, manages to keep ahead of Thicket and Doug.
Wow.
So, question. Hypothetically, if Doug was just to toss up to the side, displacer meat in front of Gambit, what would happen?
Come on, bro.
I don't know.
Come
Is Gambit
on,
hungry?
Think so.
Think so? Well, then who knows? You'll have to give it a shot and see how Gambit reacts.
Come on, man.
As
I
you
mean,
both pass by the front, are either of you trying to woo the crowd?
Well, I
Oh,
mean,
Gambit. All right, Garon's always trying to rule the crowd. He's like, "Yo, what's up?"
All right, go ahead and make a performance check to woo the crowd as you pass by.
I mean, Doug wouldn't.
Nice.
Doug
All right,
wouldn't do this
Garand,
maliciously. He would do it to the point to where, like, he would just kind of toss it up
You're
to
near the
Gambit
top.
on the way.
We're like set.
Thicket is trying to look
Wait.
magnificent.
All right, Thicket, make a performance check as well. And you said Doug is trying to do what?
So Doug wouldn't like throw it all the way to the side to like throw them off course, but he would kind of do it like a little, like,
Sure.
straight up to Gambit, but a little to the side to where they take one step off rather than like throwing them off.
You're going ahead and throwing
Is
the
this
meat.
a charisma check?
This is a charisma check. Doug and Gambit, are you trying to do anything to woo the crowd?
Wouldn't
Awesome. That's pretty awesome for a lion. Not gonna lie.
I think, yeah, Doug might just flicker his echo, like, just around himself.
Gambit's gonna roar.
All right, both of you make performance checks. And then I also need Gambit to make a wisdom saving throw to avoid getting distracted by the meat.
This is like the most
Okay.
done performance-wise.
It's true, and y'all are doing pretty well. So the crowd bonuses, I'll mark these. Garand, it has to be so since y'all are all rolling different performance checks, you're each going to get a separate one, but you can only use them on stuff that you're making the check, so Garand has to be the one making the check to be able to spend his. You do have a D12, though.
All right.
Good.
Thicket has a D6. Doug also has a D6, and unfortunately, Gambit does not get any inspiration from the crowd.
He's not used to having -1 charisma.
It's really not, and I've got those written down so I can mark them off as we use them so we don't get confuzzled. But as you both make your way around the next turn, go ahead and make your additional Constitution saving throws for stamina.
Real quick, does John do anything while we're passing him?
This is with
I
a
was just
D8.
thinking about that.
Correct.
Oh, also looking at that, actually, because of the meat throwing it toward Gambit with that 7 for the Wisdom save, you're actually going to get slightly distracted. And let's see. Wait, no, Gambit is in front.
I think it should have been a con save because it should have been whether or not Gambit was hungry or not. And that would be con, right?
Actually, no, I don't think he'd be able to because y'all are in front of him.
Well, I was going to do it
fires.
I was going to do it as I saw them like approaching, like, like as they were on their way to pass.
As they were on the way to pass. In that case, go ahead and roll a negative D10. A negative D8 that's going to be from your... Yes, a negative D8 from your athletics check there a second ago.
And that was just going to... So that was just going to be to slightly, like, make sure they're still in the lead, but not, like, throw them off completely.
So it was a 31.
Okay, so it's still enough. Unfortunately, even... Gambit does, like, pick up the meat as he's passing by, but it still gets past you from the movement.
I see this.
Gambit, no. I imagine Gambit just, like, have you ever seen an alligator, like, eat something floating in the water next to it? Or it just, like, opens its mouth and it, like, goes in? He, like, just goes over slightly, opens its mouth and eats it while in the air, and just keeps the goes down a little bit, but, like... Not even bothered.
Wait.
Look sideways at Doug and be like, bro, what?
Now, doesn't Gambit have to make some other save if he actually can bite into the meat or not, or if it's still playing?
That's fair. It does have the effect. Go ahead and make.
You know what?
Right.
Hold on.
Make a con save.
Hold on. I'm going to go ahead and give disadvantage to Doug for the next thing that he does so that my T-Rex can have advantage to eat this meat because this is ridiculous.
Trust me, don't bother. It's not going to change. The thing is, the meat, if it teleports, the meat teleports out of your mouth. All it will have is a slightly peeved T-Rex.
Okay.
I'm not doing this to like, make sure you guys fall. It was so you
Oh,
stay
rip.
right up.
What was the D6 for?
It was a D6. No, it's a D8. It's a
what was the
con,
D8
right?
for? Oh, you were doing that for stamina?
Oh, no. Oh, we can
Oh,
count
right,
that
no,
as
you get it
stamina.
on... Oh,
I
right,
thought-
you also get it for con in general, not just for those. Yeah, totally. You actually successfully eat the meat. But now
Yeah.
for the stamina ones, both of you roll D8s with con saves.
Okay.
Got sidetracked from the race for a second,
Oh,
but
that's great.
Good grief.
into the racing part of the section.
Well, I was gonna say, as they're passing by,
That's great.
I want to cast Speak with Animals, and go. I have treats.
Oh my gosh.
You do both understand that he yells he has treats. I don't know why John is doing this.
I'm not yelling it to them.
Oh, you're yelling at the
Other racers. I'm trying to distract other racers.
Are you trying to distract the ones behind them and in front of them? I think it might be a little bit late. You're gonna have to do that next time on the next lap around.
Okay, I'll do it next
Because they're
time.
already on to the next thing. So the T-Rex does lose a stamina point, and I still need Thicket's con save for
Are we at the point where we're doing running leap again or no?
You're about to be, but first is the stamina for the con save for the stamina. You do success.
Did you roll a D8? Add a D8 to that.
It's true. Add a D8.
I did.
Oh, that is?
6.
Okay.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Then you
I already rolled
maintain. You don't lose any, but you don't gain any. As you move up the steps, you are between different people, with Thicket and Doug being behind Georgia and Malon, Frankie and Scales behind them. With you see Leary and Hoot, who you did meet before, but I'll go ahead and share their images as well. You see Leary and Hoot, and Arden and Mars all ahead of you, which Leary is going to get a big bonus to this on account of being able to hop fly. Don't know why it paused again. Stop doing that, Spotify. There we are. Arden and Mars, Leary and Hoot. Alright, what is the plus 1d6 to check for Gambler for?
The inspiration. I Bardic Inspired.
Oh, you're gonna Bardically Inspire? Alright, so this is actually the... Whoever is going to be controlling for this check is the Shifting Stones. Perception or Investigation. I believe it is still Gambit for you, so you're going to be making a Perception check with an extra d6. Are you going to add anything else to it, Gambit?
I'm gonna use a stamina point.
Alright, so you get advantage and an extra d6. Thicket. Are you going to add anything to it for your perception? Because I believe yours is also higher than Doug's, so you'll be the one controlling on this. You do get the extra d8 from Running Leap.
Okay. Running leap. Dang. It's still plus 9 though.
That's right, yet Scales unfortunately still begin to fall behind.
Nat 20.
Nat 20, gain a hero point. Thicket with 21. Let's see. Georgia and Malon get a total of 17, so you're moving ahead of both of them for sure. And now I need to check what Leary and Hoot and Arden and Mars get. As we're passing them by.
I need to be a good dad. Ryan needs to go to bed. She's been waking up late, so it's past her bedtime already. So go brush your teeth. Go to bed. I love you. You're awesome and great.
Sorry, Cheyenne. Have a great night. Hopefully you can listen to the rest of the race later. Maybe.
Yeah, I will share with her 100%. You're amazing and I love you. Good night. I'll let you know that you lose horribly to me and Gambler.
Adorable. And let's see, Jordan and Malin got 17, so they're behind both of you. And then Leary and Hoot, they get this big bonus of plus 11.
Real bad.
Theirs comes up to 22, so they are staying ahead of Thicket.
Just barely.
Of Thicket and Doug for sure. Arden and Mars do get their own bonus from a thing.
And I love no hugs. Just go bed. Brush your teeth. Go bed. Hugs like this. Yes. Distance. That's right.
Wow, they get a total of 23 as well. So the T-Rex and Garand do manage to pass by, stepping over and hopping past both Arden and Mars and Leary and Hoot. But surprisingly, with their different roles, both of them manage to stay ahead of Thicket and Garand.
So are they?
They can
Like-
Doug.
Thicket and Doug, my bad.
So are they within like throwing distance of like displacer meat for like that?
Doug, stop it, you jerk!
You are not going to be able to use that tactic on the ones in front of you now.
So I can't throw it past. I see.
Boy, are you trying to make them phase out of the track or something?
Oh
He's
wait,
using
or-
displacer meat like Mario Bananas.
wait.
It's a great way to think about it.
I would absolutely approve of that. That's fantastic.
Too bad nobody has like oil slick. That'd be fun.
Well, no one that you've gotten up to yet. So, is anyone going to be doing any thing for the stamina save? Both of you need to make d8s, and I don't think there's anything else to have for the con save. So go ahead and roll your d8s and con saves.
So question:
Yes.
if I was to manifest an echo like 15 feet in front of me
Mm-hmm.
and then switch with it, would I then be in front of them enough to like toss it to the side?
You'll then have to try and get back onto Thicket, but probably not.
Oh,
I don't
Well, I
think
mean-
so. Not at the speed and everything
Just
y'all are
barely.
going.
Mm.
Okay, so you don't lose one for that, for the T-Rex. Now, if you get up like neck and neck with someone later on, you might be able to, but not for these, I don't think. And alright, so Thicket, you gain a stamina point. Gambit, you do not lose one. As you go into the forest for the survival checks. Is there anything y'all would like to do in particular as you go through?
I'm hexing number 4 to have disadvantage, and for number 5, I will give the where is it?
I guess
there
I
it
should
is.
go ahead and introduce those. So as you get up, you do see the fairly large Allosaurus running ahead of you. You do also see Ephraim and Fluffy, as you'd seen before. Unfortunately, the Cheyenne was just a moment too late.
Yep.
But it is what it is as you get through. How the dice roll.
I will. All right, so I disadvantage. I will hex number 4, and I will disadvantage number 5 with silvery barbs, granting Gambit the advantage on number.
They're
So
both
yeah,
going
so
to have disadvantage on their survival checks, which
I love
Kothar and Zip, as you go, are actually the fairly large Allosaurus, a smaller version similar to the T-Rex, but the same sort of creature. With the rider has his own various horns, these claws and scales across him, as well as this long kind of golden-colored tail as he rides. You see
I'm also
Kothar
going
and
to
Zip.
harvest fire for +6 to Gambit's roll. Also,
Okay, so to be clear, you are going to give disadvantage to both the people that are rolling against you.
4 and 5. Yep.
Okay. You are going to add a d6, which is a 6
Yep.
total for T-Rex's survival.
Yep. Plus advantage.
Okay, is there anything else?
No, we're good right there.
All right, I guess it doesn't really matter because you're going to pass anyway, but go ahead and both of you make a wisdom saving throw. Since it's going to be Gambit. Go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw. Same thing
Okay,
for
so
Thicket.
why is it a saving throw instead of a check?
Because
just
it's
curious.
a different thing.
Okay.
Can
And
I-
both of you make wisdom saving
Can I
throws.
arcana this to know what's going on?
No, it would not be Arcana.
All right, fantastic.
Fortunately for you, it doesn't apply much. Well, we need to see what Thicket's wisdom saving throw is first.
Oh, I thought it was Gambit and Garon.
No, it's both of these steeds who are rolling the survival checks.
Oh wait, is it
Oh, you're-
survival check or
No,
wisdom saving
The
throw?
ones who are rolling the survival check for the forest are rolling wisdom saving throws. But both of you succeed. Not that it really
I
would
have
matter.
I have advantage in survival, so if it was a survival check, that's
It's
different than the wisdom
not.
saving throw. Okay.
It's not that. It is as you go, you see someone ahead of you has set up various traps with using their lead in the forest, but you definitely move around the different like snare traps that are set around. Not that they would apply that much, because you can't be restrained or grappled with freedom of movement, but you do notice them. So now for Gambit, the wisdom saving throw... No, not wisdom saving throw. For Gambit, let's see, you're making a survival check. So you're going to go ahead and make your survival check with an extra d6. Thicket and Doug, are y'all doing anything?
6, and then plus 6. So advantage plus 6.
I'm so confused.
Okay, slow down a second. What all does Gambit have?
Plus 6 and advantage.
I used the advantage and the d6 that Gron gave me on the saving throw. Was I not supposed to do that?
No, that was supposed to be for this. You rolled high enough for the saving throw anyway, even without those. Because you dropped an 11 and you had enough anyway to be able to see the traps, so that's not a worry. Go ahead and add the plus 6 and advantage again for this.
Thank you, Mike, for being, like, cool about it. For the...
I do my best. Okay, so you still get a 1 total for that. Interesting that you rolled the same. This time you dropped a 1 instead of dropping an 11. So you dropped 3 1s. Just two of them were happily married.
Doug, should we use a stamina point for this?
For what?
For the survival check.
For the advantage.
Didn't we just do it?
No.
You did get a +1, so you
got one.
Theoretically could use one and you'd still be okay.
No. What I mean is, like, we just did the wisdom check. Are we just doing, like, the constitution?
No, that was a saving throw against traps in the forest.
Yeah. Now we're rolling to go through the forest.
Yeah, that's where the confusion was.
I don't think we necessarily need it, but we have a lot of stamina points.
How many stamina points do we have?
9. And we have like 7 or so checks left.
Yeah.
To make. Okay.
And then as we're going through the forest, I'm going to throw out maybe 3 pieces of meat in like the far corner as far as I can throw it behind me.
Okay. Yeah, throwing it behind you. Thicket rolls that, and I do need to have disadvantage, but with these bonuses for Efril and Fluffy, they get that. And their survival check comes out to a... because the disadvantage, they only get 24, which is still going to enable Efril and Fluffy to stay ahead of them, or of the Thicket and Doug, but is going to fall... Is that right? No! Efril and Fluffy are actually going to manage to pass both Kothar and Zip and stay ahead of Garand and Thicket. But Kothar and Zip do slow down, getting a little bit distracted and actually get snared by one of the traps, but manage to pull themselves free. Doug and Thicket, you actually pass by Leary and Hoot, Arden and Mars, and Kothar and Zip, getting all the way to back right behind the other 2 party members with Gambit and Garon as you move forward. Make another set of the stamina constitution saving throws as you move on to another set of the spike area.
With D8?
Yep, you get the extra D8 for the con save.
And do I get another one for running leap?
We'll handle that in a second. Do the con save first. It's just the con save.
I'm like,
there's a lot to keep
having trouble keeping track of when I'm not.
Me too. And both you get just D8 plus con save. D8 plus con save.
Nice!
Alright, both of you are getting the D8s on your con saves. Wow, I'm expecting both of you to get at least 1, if not 2 stamina points from this save.
Yeah!
Okay, so that's 2 stamina points for the T-Rex, and...
I forgot to add the plus 8.
Should have been plus 8. It's going to be up to 24. Still going to be 2 stamina points. No, is that right?
30's got to be worth 3, bro.
No, that's not right. The Constitution is only going to be a plus 1 for the lion, unfortunately.
What?
Does it matter that I rolled a save instead of a check, or I don't know?
No, it was supposed to be... I don't think it matters for these, because you don't have proficiency in them. But for the stamina ones, the lion's going to get 1 stamina point, T-Rex is going to get 2 because I didn't do a rule for getting a total of 30. Next time, if you get a 20, you can get 3 maybe, but meh, we'll see. Anywho, as you move forward, looking at the different things that are going to happen as you move forward, as you are now up behind Ephraim and Fluffy, and you actually see Gadul and Boulder as well that you're chasing up against. The, let's see, their own enhanced abilities and stuff, different things, da-da-da-da.
Can I make any kind of check to see if Ephraim's leading the way or if Fluffy is, and Ephraim's just like helping Fluffy?
Sure. Go ahead and make a insight check.
Hooray! I'm terrible. Oh, you know what? No. You know what I'm going to do with this? I will use 2 moon of skill empowerment to give myself double, aka expertise.
Do you already
So
have
that
insight?
That will give me +6.
Sure.
And then we will insight.
Uh,
Oh, let's go! All right. So, which one was making it?
Okay, so you see that Ephraim is leading Fluffy. However, you
Okay,
also
so-
realize something else. As you're getting to this area, Ephraim has gotten up and she is riding on her feet with one hand holding on to Fluffy as she is looking back toward you, seemingly preparing to do something.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right. Then
And-
I will blindness Ephraim.
Ooh.
And then I would like to use my D12 inspiration to give her a minus.
Alright, so you're giving her blindness. What save is that?
All right. So I let's see. Con save, and then I would like to use my awesome D12 inspiration to give a -5 to that con save.
Minus the D12 inspiration giving -5 con save?
Yep.
How?
Just because they inspired me so much that like she's a little bit terrified of how amazing I am.
No,
Like
I don't think so. You can save the D12 from the crowd for a
Alright.
check that you make, but it's not going to be a negative on her, unfortunately. Not for a spell save. What's your spell save DC?
as a reaction, I would like to give her disadvantage and give advantage to Thicket for his next check.
Okay, so Thicket behind you has advantage on a check.
Yep.
On the next check he makes.
Yep.
She is making a con save with disadvantage. What is your spell save DC?
I think it's 16, but let me double check. Yeah, con save 16.
The
Let's
con
go.
save is 15.
Be blind, sucker!
What? Oh my god. What is it?
What is going on?
I don't know either.
Scheiße?
What?
I don't. Where was
What's
the noise?
going on?
Oh. Aaron, they can hear you trying to talk to Jojo. This is a public area. Go to your room.
Go to your room.
All right. So because, wait, is that right? Why did I roll the con?
For the save, and it's disadvantage. DC 16.
Okay, that's why that. Okay, it
No,
ended up
you go to your
with. So
room.
as she does this, as she seems to be preparing to leap at you, her eyes are covered in this mist and like seawater, and she clenches her eyes and holds back onto Fluffy, moving back down onto her. Seems whatever she was gonna try and do, she no longer can,
Nice.
or at least isn't confident enough to try and jump animals while blind. So she's not going to attempt to be spawned with your T-Rex. That was her plan. She was going to charm your T-Rex and then tell it to stop.
Makes sense. Totally makes sense.
But that's not going to be something she can do. Instead, she's going to have to deal with it and allow Fluffy to take the wheel. Fortunately for her, Fluffy does still have a pretty solid wisdom. And unfortunately, the effect of spell turning only applies to her and not her cat. Which in hindsight would have been great if I'd said that the cat was leading it, and then if it succeeded and sent the save back at you and made you blind. But that didn't happen.
But it didn't happen.
It did not happen. So, okay. Gambit
Well-
has advantage.
Uh-huh.
Is there anything else you're adding to Gambit's acrobatics check?
This is acrobatics?
It's acrobatics to move through the pillars.
I mean, Gambit, do you have enough hero points to use a D4 to add to that?
Could use stamina points, reminder.
Well, but this... Okay, so if you already have advantage, it's a D8, but if you don't have advantage, it's advantage? Is that right?
You can't. I guess you can't get advantage multiple times. So yeah, there's no point since you already did your other thing. They wouldn't have.
Right.
They wouldn't have any extra mode. You do have advantage. Is there anything else you're doing?
So, advantage, and then... I only have one Bardic left, so are you willing to use a point? It's up to you, Gambit, and I don't know if you're
You
mute.
are muted.
Yeah, you are. You are muted.
Okay. In that case, in the meantime, with Thicket and Doug, is there anything y'all are going to do as you are coming up to the spires with the acrobatics? You do get the extra, I believe it was D12 from the pounce to move through.
Doug is going
Wait.
to.
Was it
meat.
D12 or was it a D10?
Gambit's D4
Been
from
using a
point.
D8 for all the platforms and stuff.
Yes. You get lower bonus for platforms than for this, because this is far more jumping than the platforms are even.
Okay. I don't think I've rolled a D12 this entire race, so
Cool,
I'm
then
pretty
just make
sure
it a
if it was
D8.
higher than it was a D10.
Then make it
Wait.
a D8 for this, so Gambit's adding your advantage and +4 for using a hero point for an acrobatics check.
Why
And
is it a
then-
D8 if you said it was lower for the platforms?
I don't know. Make it a D10. Did say that a second ago, so use the D10.
We also didn't use our inspiration from before.
We did not, but also
think it
Garon
does
gave
have
us
a
advantage.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
I was just saying.
So you guys are trying to mess with us. We're trying to still help you, so whatever.
why did Gambit have advantage?
Ron gave it to me. Did he not?
There's two different advantages going on. So, one is... Oh man, now I'm
I
lost.
think we accidentally gave advantage to both. So in this case, I'm going to say just keep that roll, and we'll take a stamina point away from the T-Rex, because you're still going to have 12. Seems like
Yeah,
a good
just have-
spot. Both you have
Yeah.
your advantage.
It was
I thought Garon was giving me advantage.
No, because I remember him use Silvery Barbsing Eferal, and then giving the
Okay.
advantage to Thicket.
Yeah, I still want Thicket to
Okay.
get second. That's the thing.
Okay.
Like, I want Doug and Thicket
Okay.
to get first or second. So at the end of the day, I'm still going to help them a little bit, even if Doug's being a jerk.
Okay, I would have used a stamina point anyway to give myself advantage. So
Yeah,
Alright,
100%.
Alright, so that's
it
marked.
works out.
And then, okay, so Thicket has a D10, and then what were you saying, Doug?
I was just saying, like, if we used the, I guess, inspiration that we had that we haven't used this round yet, that could potentially get us ahead of Godal.
Should we save that for
Good
the
to
straightaway?
Uh,
This is a well.
This is an
This is a
acrobatics.
So it's a strength check.
It's
Dex.
a dex check.
Oh, Dex. Yeah, we can use it for this. I
because
have
like,
a
isn't
higher.
that... Yeah, I thought that was like lower.
So it's a D6 from the crowd.
Yes, if you're using your crowd one. Go ahead
Okay,
and mark
3, and then running leap.
Uh,
+7 Dex check
did Garon
with
put,
advantage.
did Garon put more money on himself or on Doug and Thicket?
He put
Same.
100 on both.
It was same.
Oh,
Ron
okay.
just wants to win.
My math point is like, as long as we both take first and second, then the money is good. But Garon wants to win just for pride. So it's like, if we're second, it'll be like, oh no, we didn't get first. But
Alright,
as
so in
both
this
get-
case, I do need to check Gadul and Boulder's thing.
Thank you
so-
for the advantage.
hey,
So
I
what
still
I-
want you guys to do well. Like that's the whole point. Like if
Yeah.
we're second, I mean, Garon will be like, all right, whatever. I really thought we could win, but either way, as long as we get first and second, that's what he wants.
while that whole thing was going on with the other person and blinding them, Doug was attaching some displacer meat to a rope for
Okay.
Gadulator.
All right. Sure. Since you're letting Thicket take care of most of the movement, I can see why you're spending your time on this.
He's just chilling.
He's
Doing
only
his
the
own
rider because
thing.
he's be a rider. It has to be rider and mount, so he's not even really there to be a rider.
Yeah, he's just along for the ride. Haha.
I mean, it does help when your mount is a
Hardcore druid.
thinking, druid.
All right, so the NPCs roll really well to the point that Ephraim and Fluffy, despite going blind, it seems like Ephraim is giving more credence to Fluffy, who seems to, by whatever method she allows her to know, Fluffy takes the reins and continues to stay ahead of you. And actually, as you jump through, Fluffy moves past Boulder, who Boulder is also doing an incredibly good job with his own, he has his own thingamajig that I can't remember what it was called. There you go. He has his own pounce. As he manages with his 26 to stay just barely ahead of both of you, and Ephraim passes him.
Okay.
It's
All
not
right.
the same
Whole
thing as
person.
running late.
Whole person is happening soon.
Pounce,
All right.
Pounce is a different thing than running late.
Yes. But both are jump-based.
But Pounce requires an attack.
Question.
I'll hand it for this one. It's a fun race. You have another lap. Keep going. You're making it. Both of you make your
Like,
D8
other
stamina
people
check.
can't use running leap if they don't have running leap because Pounce requires an attack.
If I was to cast Daylight and have it originate from below them in front of them, could that be like a disadvantage or like some sort of like attempt to basically parry them, but when I'm behind them, since I'm not in front of them, to parry? Does that make sense?
For me. Say that one more time.
If I cast Daylight right in front of them from the floor up, or from the ground up,
Okay.
could that be used in a way if I was behind them to like cause a disadvantage? Because I can't really parry them from behind unless they're like looking backwards.
I don't think so, because it's already such a bright day with the sun directly above. I don't think the additional light would disrupt them at this point.
Mm.
Yes. That might be something to try in the caves or whatever in the next lap.
The forest.
Where are the stalagmites?
They're outside.
Oh.
Yeah. They are spires that appear to have been magically struck into the air. But
That's
go ahead
kinda
and make
scary.
your D8 wisdom saves. Your extra D8 and wisdom saves, both of you, for stamina purposes.
Why did we get a D8?
Enhance ability.
But that's for con.
Yes. Stamina checks
Is
are
this
con
this
saves.
is the stamina check, so
So
that
you
is
just said
fine.
wisdom save.
Did I say wisdom? I really thought I said...
Yes.
Okay. A constitution saving throws for the stamina effect.
Ooh. And we can't use stamina points for
You
this.
cannot use stamina points for it.
Nope.
Okay.
Do
Nice.
you have anything for me, Garand?
Okay.
Nope.
Is now
Alright.
a good point to offer treats to mounts?
Are we close enough to 2 that I could give 2 disadvantage on a roll? Like 2's mount disadvantage to give Gambit advantage with...
No, you're not that close.
Wisdom
but do know
check
you
or
want the whole
save?
person, both of them on
Or
the
sorry,
straightaway.
con check or
On
save.
save.
Okay, so I'm gonna... But hold on,
This is for stamina. For the whole person will be on the athletics. This is just
Okay.
to see how the mount is doing. Hold on.
Alright,
to that
also-
first.
It's a con save.
Yeah,
your barbs
con
can
save.
as a reaction, so I think I might, if I can reach 2, if not, it's fine.
Woo!
But I could also reach 3, disadvantage the mount with silvery barbs, and then advantage.
We'll see
Pick
how
it.
hold person does, because that's going to do a lot more than just disadvantage if they can't move and fall off the mount. But both of you do manage to regain 1 stamina point.
I'm gonna try to
We're
stop
doing
you
so
advantage
good on stamina points.
making the stamina,
We are.
and then you can use the stamina points to give yourself advantage. So I'm gonna stop
Yeah.
giving you.
That's fine.
Especially
I
because
have
you're
plenty.
also running out of spells.
It's just
Oh, yeah.
if you could save something for me when I'm doing the stamina roll, because I'm not able to use anything for that.
Okay.
There's
Okay.
not a lot
I
that we
have
can do to
hard
help with the stamina because the stamina is supposed to be like a over that section how you're dealing with the heat and the effort. It's not a single action type thing in this case, I would say.
I have
Okay.
0
The
points.
Bardic Inspiration wouldn't do anything for it.
It would not,
Yeah.
but you're still rolling +4 plus a d8, and you're at 13, and you have 5 sections left that you're going to need to make saves for. So you're
Okay.
in a very good spot to even use them if you want to.
Okay.
Not a big thing to worry about at this point for you in particular. But as you do get to the straightaway with Gadul and Boulder and Ephraim and Fluffy, they're doing their best to keep ahead. However,
All right,
you
John.
do
Can I
see
yell at the racers now?
in just a moment as they pass by. It'll
Okay.
be after the athletics, because that's coming
Okay.
up to that section where you are. For this, though, I need y'all to make... Where's the thing? Okay, a question of how you deal with it. As you run along the straightaway, you see that a massive flock of birds has landed on the straightaway that as you all arrive, begin to fly, like trying to get up and out of the way, but are like flying past you, clouding your entire vision. What are you going to try and do to maintain course?
Eat them.
Thicket roars.
Can I make an Arcana to see if they are real or magic?
Okay, so I need an attack roll from T-Rex, I need an intimidation check from Thicket, and I need Garand to do an Arcana check.
Let's 10 to hit.
They are real birds, unlike the ones in real life, which are actually government drones. Those are fake birds. In the game, though, they're real birds.
Wait, what?
Birds work for the bourgeoisie.
Birds work for the
Is
bourgeoisie.
it's a dex?
No,
that
you are
I-
making
is-
you are making an attack. Roll your bite attack.
Hold on.
What? But I'm asking, is the bite a dex based or a strength based?
It is on your sheet. Under bite, melee weapon attack +10 to hit.
Roll down.
Just drag and roll that.
Can I choose Storm Phoenix Guardians with the purpose
Oh,
all
wow.
all racers are allies, but interrupting birds are not?
Just to be clear,
Haha.
you are attempting to cause birds around you to suddenly begin to explode with lightning. Are you sure you want to do that? I'm just saying, from a perspective of a viewer, are you sure you want to suddenly cause birds to explode around you?
No, you know what? That might dissuade people from coming to the show.
Yeah,
so.
maybe a little bit. With the bite,
All right.
I appreciate that you rolled it on yourself, so it acts like you would have hit yourself. Go ahead and roll damage just for funsies to see how much damage you're doing to all these birds. The lion is doing incredibly well with charisma. I'm gonna say, with y'all's roll, with the lion roaring the birds and the birds flying further away from you, and with the T-Rex eating them, neither of you are really affected by this problem. You dealt
Yummy
43
snack.
points of bird damage that you accidentally rolled on
Wow.
yourself.
Nice.
Gambit.
I'm gonna increase.
Gambit should
I'm gonna
be
increase
a T-Rex more often.
Gambit should be a T-Rex more often. I'm putting your temp HP back up to 12 for your stamina points because you hurt yourself with that attack.
No, I lost power. You guys good?
Yeah, we're chill. You still there?
Yeah, no, we're having a really bad thunderstorm. So, I mean, my
Uh-oh.
laptop has power, and I have power, but I don't know that the internet has power enough.
Well,
so
good to know. If you drop out, thankfully, we have an idea of
Yeah, I
what you
dropped.
like to do. Okay, so you're out on the game side, and you're also running low on spell slots, so I'm sure you'll be fine. Are you still like connected on your phone for Discord?
yeah, because I mean, at the end of the day,
So you can still talk through. In that case, I'm also going to go ahead and throw Garand's sheet in viewing to... there you go, John. Get to control Garand for a minute. It should have popped up for you, did it?
Yep.
Cool beans. Now, as y'all are getting through the athletics part, is there anything you'd like to do on the athletics section? Because of your movement speeds, both of you get the extra D10 from your movement speed, being higher than 60.
D10.
And
Rip.
then we're gonna use this.
Advantage.
Okay,
Hey,
so
did they
first let's
You're a
do
whole person?
Gambit.
Person?
Yeah, we'll do that in a second with the whole person. First, Gambit and Doug, is there anything else you're doing besides the extra D10 for movement distance?
I'm using a stamina point for advantage.
All right, mark that down, and if you have anything, if you don't
I
have anything else,
have.
go ahead and roll it.
That's strength, right? Strength check.
Yes, it's going to be a strength check
Okay.
because it would normally be athletics. Gadul and Boulder are going to be slightly hampered by the thing that Garon's about to do before they can try and trip y'all up with the bite. Okay, so you got a 22. Thicket, are you and Doug going to do anything for your athletics?
I think just the stamina point.
Use a stamina point, yeah.
All right. In that case, use your D10 and stamina point.
And then I already used my D10, so I got a 4. And then it's a strength check.
Yes.
Check.
Everyone and Fluffy is
Advantage.
going to roll not amazing. Get that. Golden Boulder.
What place are we in? 4th place?
You two are currently in 5th with Gambit, or with Thicket and Doug in 6th.
Okay.
You have one more full lap to go. And Gadul and Boulder. Alright, so as you keep going, it appears that both of these are doing incredibly well at keeping ahead. So, depending on how this next thing goes, Gadul and Boulder fall behind the T-Rex, but stay ahead of Thicket and Doug. However, from your position as you get close enough, they're both about to make wisdom saving throws from a 3rd level hold person. Alright, well, his enhanced ability wisdom is finally going to come into play for Gadul. Good for him. His wisdom save.
Why did our temp HP go down?
No, I'm putting you back at 7.
I had 8. Or sorry, I had 9.
Cool. You're up at 8.
Since the duel's about to do well, should I use one last spell
He
to try to
did
make that not
do well. Even with
Okay.
his bonus, even though he had advantage from enhanced ability, he still failed. Your DC is 16, right?
Yeah.
All right.
So who is holding person?
I did.
Garand is trying to hold
Garand.
person on Ephrael and Gadul.
3 and 4 because we need to get up to 1 and 2 because we need to be 1 and 2. So 3 and 4 is who we have to beat right now, and then I'll cast it again on 1 and 2.
For wisdom save. Unfortunately, does not have proficiency, and she also fails. As Ephrael is barely hanging on to Fluffy at this point, and just kind of like riding as she gets locked up in her position. Gadul as well, with the way that Boulder moves, has a much harder time keeping on as he is paralyzed, and he is going to...
We lost. Sorry if I woke you. We lost. As soon as the rain stops, I'm gonna go try to reset the breaker.
As...
What are you doing?
Reset the breaker.
No, that PPL has to come out. What do you mean?
They don't.
Mute him for a minute, let him deal with his breaker. Just the music keeps stopping. Breakers. Gadul and Boulder. Gadul does fall off of Boulder as Boulder takes a few moments to even realize he's gone before turning around and moving back. As because of that, he is automatically going to also fall behind Doug and Thicket. And Ephrael and Fluffy are going to have a major disadvantage on the next section because Ephrael is like barely hanging on, being paralyzed.
Wait, Thicket and Doug?
Thicket and Doug are in 4th, and I'm sorry, yeah, Thicket and Doug are in 5th. Gambit and Garand are in 4th. Speaking of which, as you get back to the front, John, is there anything you wanted to do on people in front of them, such as perhaps
Yeah.
Fluffy?
Yes, I wanted to cast Speak with Animals
All
and
right.
go. I have treats.
I'm going to
Over
check
here.
specifically what Speak with Animals does.
You gain the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts.
Beast specifically? Cool. So, Gambit and Thicket, you both hear him yelling this. And while Boulder, after Gudul does get back on, is even more distracted as he's trying to pull the animal away, Fluffy doesn't react. As if she doesn't understand you. Make an Arcana check.
Ori's Faye.
Make an Arcana check. John.
On a check. All right, I didn't realize you were asking me to make an Arcana check.
No worries.
With Garanshi or with John Sheet?
John's. But it's plenty enough.
Oh,
Yeah,
very
Fluffy is a
Ooh.
crag cat, which is a supernatural sort of cat that, in addition to being resistant to spells, is considered a monstrosity and is not affected by the Speak with Animals spell.
Okay.
But, if your last laugh in a minute, you can still do at least do a little more. I need the performance checks from everyone for this next wraparound.
Yep.
So if you can make a performance check from Garan's, and then the other three of you go ahead and make your performance checks as well. I'm going to delete
That
once
is
you'll have it.
charisma.
That is a charisma check, yes.
Can I use a stamina point on it or no?
Sure.
Ooh.
It's a non-stamina constitution save, so go for it.
A D12 in addition to the performance check?
Why would they have a D12? They don't have...
Why does Grond have a D12?
He had a D12 because of the previous performance check, but since he didn't use it by the time he got around here, it does not apply.
Oh.
So he loses that one, and it's being replaced by his next thing.
I'll roll your performance check here. It's still pretty decent.
Should we use a stamina point for this, Doug, or no?
How many more sections do we have?
4.
Ooh.
We have 9 points.
I forgot to give myself advantage, but it does. Well, let's see.
It's okay.
I mean,
It's
you can
still
use
a
yourself.
nat 20.
Still a nat 20, which I did say nat 20 was going to be really good. So Gambit, you feel incredibly good by the crowd, and you get a D12 to work with.
Yay!
Doug, you do not get any bonus
Wait.
benefit.
Wait.
Oh,
Wait. I'm gonna use my luck to re-roll, but
first
also
time
I forgot.
Doug uses luck. Yeah.
I forgot to add the +2, so it's gonna be a re-roll +2.
Okay. And then, let's see. Garand had a total of 24. Garand is going to have a D8. And Thicket, your performance. Did you say you were going to stamina point it?
I was gonna ask Doug. Did you say that we should or no?
You can on yours, because I was gonna use my luck for mine.
Okay.
I hope Chris didn't say anything too big for a minute there. I did have you on mute while you were going to do breaker stuff.
No, it's okay. I didn't actually end up going to do it because Christy thinks that, or I guess Christy got an email saying PPL has to fix it. So,
Yeah.
which is
It
Bang Power
happens.
Light. So,
Garand gets his D8. Thicket, you get a D4. So, I will copy, paste.
all right. So since I couldn't really use D12 before, my best guess, John, go ahead and use the D8 whenever you do an intimidation or persuasion against one of the other people to be like, hey, how much better is it if you win next year or something? I don't know.
What did Doug get?
Yeah, what did Doug get?
Doug got an 8 total, and he got 0. He got nothing.
No, I got a 21.
Oh, I did not see the double. In that case, you get a D8. I didn't see the reroll. My bad. Yeah, you get a D8 as well.
So that is for you to use on something that
That
Doug rolls.
Yep. And then I need both of the animals to go ahead and make your Constitution saving throws with an extra D8 for your stamina points.
What?
Oh man.
You're making a Constitution saving throw with an extra D8 in order to regain or lose stamina points.
Garand as well?
No, this is just
Oh.
the animals.
Oh, just the animals. Ah.
Yeah.
Rip.
As you catch up to the last of the contestants, I can finally close my image tab. As you see the people in front of you. With both of those, each of you are going to maintain your current stamina. You do not gain or lose any. But the people in front of you, you see the white horse being ridden by a person in a series of black leathers and armor. Surprisingly enough, he has a long tail and this very black fur across his body, as well as his feet being a bit of an odd kind of shape in this form. His large ears around him, as you see, I think not quite for the first time, but Walker and Alexander, as he is in his were-rat form.
Nice.
Oh, there. And then the other one, for the first time seeing them, you see a dark-skinned and silver-haired dwarf wearing leathers and these different sashes hanging off from her, still maintaining a front, as she is on this very large lizard with these different feathers on its tail, as well as different feather just like aesthetics on it from what's the word? The barding and stuff. In addition to it, though, it only has a little bit of feathers on its actual tail, interestingly enough. It has various spikes on it. And though it's not shown in the picture, there is actually a slight, like, wooden, almost windshield on the front of the saddle. As you see Kathra and Shelly. As you get up to this next section, we're going to go with the front runner first. Gambit and Goron. What are y'all doing on the steps of the palace?
Alright, well, at this point, Goron might use another 3rd level spell to blind 1 and 2, but I guess we're still at number 4, so maybe hold off to see if we can pull off something else.
Probably need to get a little bit closer as well. I'd say if you get up to 3rd or 2nd, you'd be able to, but at the moment you can't. You're not quite close enough.
Alright, stamina point then.
Yeah, you need it. Yeah, you're gonna need to use your stamina points to do some advantage. Let's golly, it's hard not looking at everything. I will say.
And remember, if you can make a case for anything interesting, go for it.
John,
I'm
if you have
just
other ideas, man, feel free. I everything's off here, so.
All right. So what are you gonna do, Gambit?
I'm good at advantage, and then I have a +4 to perception. So I'm adding +3 in the box because it will already do +1 when I roll wisdom.
Sure. But also a thing you can do on that sheet is if you hover over perception +4, it'll glow, and you can just click on and drag that. You don't have to do the +3 necessarily. But if you have already done it, you may want to go ahead and use it just so it gets out of the box.
I got it.
Which she is going to have to leave it up to Fluffy, who has a lower perception check than Ephraim does. Oh, not great, as you're having a hard time keeping up on these stairs as you're carefully moving around them. Not quite as good this time, even though you kind of got into a rhythm, you weren't quite where you wanted to be. Thicket and Doug, are y'all doing anything on the steps?
Running leap.
Running leap, so you get your extra d8. Doug?
And then the advantage from the
stamina point.
Alright.
Oh, I should have used my D12.
Too late now. I'll have to save it for something else. But you can use advantage in your +6 thicket, and I need to roll the everyone else. The NPCs. Right.
Woo!
31. You are fully locked in, though, as you move up. Ephraim and Fluffy are struggling, as Fluffy was relying a lot on Ephraim's focus during this climbing section particularly, and she begins to fall back behind both of you as you move ahead. Which, yeah, even with the 9 from the T-Rex. She falls behind both of you as the T-Rex still manages to move past her. Walker and Alexander, let's see with theirs. He has he has enhanced ability on this. Very nice, good for him. In addition, he's going to spend a stamina point to try and boost even further. Because he doesn't have the biggest acrobatics for him, or not acrobatics. He doesn't have the biggest perception, which now that I think about it, means he shouldn't have had the thing because it's a dex thing. That'll be for later. There you go. So he just has that bonus. His perception. Oh, he also rolled poorly, but he's going to stay ahead of the T-Rex as the Walker is carefully jumping and maneuvering over. Thicket, you're just better as you bounce past and even jump over him at one point.
What?
And then Cathra and Shelly, she's going to get a benefit from some of her things.
Sorry, I was just making sure. I have to try to be my dad, a husband. Yeah, baby.
For a second. She gets that boost. That brings it up to that. What's this? Okay, she's going to do that. Alright, so her total with Cathra and Shelly, she does not manage to stay ahead of Thicket. As you go through jumping ahead Thicket, you manage to move past all of the others. Walker and Alexander, they did get a total of 10, so they are still ahead, as actually Doug and Garand, or rather...
Second place!
Thicket managed to move ahead to second place. Gambit moved back to 4th. And actually, because of the height of that roll... Nah, I'm going to say you need to do one more to get past Catherine Shelley, just for funsies, just for the drama. You only got so far ahead with your stuff. As you get to the next section, both of you make your D8, your additional D8 Constitution saving throws for stamina. Happen at every corner.
Oh no.
That should have been a con save and not a wisdom save. Does that change it? It's the difference between the con and the wisdom for the T-Rex.
I think it's pretty significant.
It's an additional +3. So yeah, no, the T-Rex still loses a stamina point. Getting a little worn down. Thicket, with your +1, you can go ahead and roll yours.
Give me a sec. I'm trying to count if I want to use a hero point or not. Yeah, but I want to stay ahead.
4, 3, 2.
Don't count me down. I have ADHD and I'm trying to do math.
Currently have a +1.
I know. Stop talking and let me count.
So Gambit and Garon moved up to 4th.
Moved back down to 4th. Walker actually managed to get ahead of you, as Gambit had a hard time on the steps this time.
Okay.
So he moved down from 3rd to 4th, and Thicket and Doug moved up to 2nd. He did spend the hero point. Yep.
I think on the next turnaround, number 3, we need to use the D8 to the deception roll to try to convince them that there's a hazard ahead that's going to hurt them and they need to avoid it, therefore causing them a problem, and therefore we can take 3rd place.
So that con was a nat 1. You're going to lose 3 stamina points. Bring you down.
That was for Thicket?
Yeah, that was for Thicket. Thicket's hurting a little more on the stamina points, unfortunately, even with the hero point and the extra bonus. But you are getting into the woods. As you move into the woods, Actually, down here could duel even with his.
How
thing,
many stamina do I lose?
so- You lose
With
one.
the 9.
You lose
Okay.
1 as you move into there.
Okay.
All right. One thing you both notice as you go at the beginning. I'm going to start with. Well, let's go with this first. It's going to fail automatically, and I'm just going to describe how it goes. As you are catching up to Catherine and Shelly, she reaches down into one of her packs and pulls out a net that, as she throws it, it spreads outward. But Thicket seemingly magically, not even seemingly, just definitely magically, you just kind of brush the net aside and it seems to repel itself from you, failing to grapple you on a kind of freedom of movement. Which she's upset, looks mildly peeved about. As you keep going through the forest. Let's see. I think it would definitely notice. Make a perception check, T-Rex. Or Doug.
Wait, me too?
Sure, you as well.
Perception?
Yes.
Hero point.
Traps are still there.
Something there. Something you didn't notice in previous run-throughs. No. Doug is a total of 13. Doug wouldn't notice. T-Rex perception check.
Can Garon also make one with the skill, and so he'll have +3?
Yeah.
And then action point to use +1d4.
If you want to spend a hero point on the perception check, you can.
Yeah, I mean, at this point we're near the end. We need to try to win 1 and 2. So.
All right.
How many stamina checks do we have left?
You
3?
will have
2?
2 stamina checks. And
So start burning your stamina points then. Start burning them.
Worth noting, this is a perception check.
Okay,
that
I'm using.
maybe different. Like this stamina check is to see if you notice a thing, and then you get to decide something. So you may
We're
not
not
want
doing
to.
forest rolls yet.
Yeah, you may not want to burn everything in terms of hero stuff just yet.
Okay, I only have 1 hero point, but can I use a stamina point?
If you wanted to gain advantage on the perception, yeah.
Yeah.
This is for seeing what's in the forest, not running through it.
Yeah, for seeing something in the forest.
Yeah. I mean, I have 7 and we have 2 checks left, so.
We have 4.
Yeah. Lion's in
4?
a little bit of a harder spot. If Lion gets 2 bad ones, you could actually just run out of energy before the end.
Oh.
Now,
You
the
have
T-Rex,
4 stamina.
We could crap out.
Yeah. You have
Okay.
to
No,
roll
though,
really
you have
bad.
3. You have 3 to spare, so go ahead. You're fine.
Yeah, the T-Rex is fine.
Okay.
It's Lion that's in a hard
Okay.
spot.
I thought you were saying actually we have 4 stamina checks left, and I was
No,
confused.
2 stamina
No.
checks.
I got you,
Lion has 4 points. Go ahead and spend it. Advantage, perception, roll.
Not 20.
Nat 20. You had noticed
Let's
notice as one of the points where you jump over a river going through the forest. You notice off to the side a bridge you had not noticed before, a small footbridge to go right over the river.
I haven't noticed it before.
You had not noticed it in previous run-throughs.
Okay. Is it
Is it-
fake? Is it illusion?
Make an insight check.
Can I as well?
Yes.
I have nothing for insight, so it's gonna suck.
Woo!
Both of you roll incredibly well. This is why I was saying don't spend too much on it. Both of you rolled well on your insights. There's elements of the bridge that don't make sense. Some of the wood just like keeps going longer than it should. There are elements where there's just no nails in a section. It also is like slightly like off the ground on one of the places that should be supports. You realize this thing, whatever it is definitely not a normal or real bridge.
Okay, it's an AI generated bridge.
Yeah.
I want to see if Doug and Garand notice.
Do Doug and let's see. With their 13s, they do not. They think it's an actual bridge.
So, question.
Or they actually don't even see the bridge unless y'all lead them toward it. It was off to the side.
As a retaliation towards the terrible net throwing, can Doug try to grapple using the rope?
Okay, so you want to try and throw a rope and cowboy your way into holding on to the snake. Cool. or the lizard. That's an entirely different thing from the bridge.
Are you going for the lizard or for the rider?
Yeah, that's the question. Are you going for the lizard or rider? Are you going for Cathra or Shelly?
I mean, I could definitely hold on to the the rider more so than the big lizard.
All right, then go ahead and make a dex-based attack roll without proficiency. So just a dex check.
Just a dex check. That's skill. So just use the ability?
Yeah. Alright, with a 15. It does hit the AC. As you throw it, it does catch onto Shelly's arm as she works and is trying to pull it off of her. Are you going to do try anything in particular, or just hold on?
I think right now I'm gonna like wiggle the rope up and down and be like, haha, and then just wait.
Pull her off.
All right, y'all make survival checks. So first, front runner, Thicket. Are you and Doug doing anything for the survival check in the forest?
Should we use a stamina point for this? I have a +8 to survival.
Oh, well, let's see what you get with the +8 first.
I'm using a stamina point, so...
Well, if I roll bad, would I be able to roll again and say it's advantage?
No, I thought
you
you
got a stamina point first.
Yeah.
Oh wait, so you don't. This doesn't count as the +8 from.
No, it's like a flat +8. I
Oh,
get 8.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like you roll with because of the enhanced.
Yeah. It's a D20 +8.
What was the
And we
wisdom
only-
save there, T-Rex?
What?
Why did you roll a wisdom save? Oh, no. I see. It's a wisdom check for the survival. Now I understand now.
Yeah.
We're good.
Mhm.
Does the T-Rex not have survival under the list of skills?
No, I just have the base.
Holy percent.
Okay.
So if I'm saying
It's a druid thing. then
yeah,
I have mine. Okay. So stamina point. I'm gonna say let's not.
Yeah, let's just wait.
All right. So as you go through it,
Oh, wait.
Can I
Well,
hold?
1 second.
No, never mind.
Okay.
Can I hold my action to be ready to pull just in case if we do poorly?
Okay. Thicket, roll your survival check with whatever the stuff that was that you got. What about 21?
Nice.
Okay, so as you keep going, the T-Rex and Walker actually manage to keep pace as the horse is doing surprisingly well with Walker guiding on, as you see him actually like whispering into its ear, and it seems to understand him in his were-rat form, giving it rather clear instructions about where to go as he is guiding it incredibly well as he glances over at you before continuing. Let's see. Okay. He's do that here and mess with you. And then as you actually get further, Catherine and Shelly seem to have a hard time getting over some of this stuff as Catherine shifts back and Thicket manages to pull ahead. And so now Walker and Alexander are tied with Garand and Gambit, and the other set are with Thicket in first, followed by Cathra. So
I guess if we're gonna pass them, then I'll just tug to like try to knock off the rider, so that way they have to waste a little bit of time to
make an athletics check, I guess, as you're going past.
Athletics check.
And Garand would hold person on 2 and 3 and give disadvantage to 2.
I'm going
Last spell. And then
1 second on that, Garand. Let me resolve this first. So as you do try and pull onto her, she actually just reaches up with the arm that's caught and just pulls the rope toward her, snatching it out of your hand.
a luck.
Oh, lots of something happening. And what?
I said I was going to use a luck, but I think I'll save them for something else.
Okay, I'm gonna reduce your 3 sets of 50 feet of hempen rope down just to 2 sets of hempen rope.
Perfect.
I'm glad you finally found a use for him. All right, now both of you, your D8 stamina checks.
Yay! No.
Go ahead and use the last inspiration then, Bardic Inspiration for a D6.
We can't use them on this one, he says.
Yeah.
It's Bardic Inspiration, it's different.
I'll say for Bardic Inspiration,
Okay.
yeah, you're like telling him to keep going.
We can't use our crowd inspiration for this.
I think
Sure.
you can.
Yeah, you can use crowd inspiration. I'll
can?
say yes, you can use your crowd inspiration if you'd like
Okay.
to use your D4.
So I have a D4. Nice. And then just
Rex,
because
did you get any crowd?
well,
I do.
Um,
I'm gonna save my crowd for a second. For the
Okay.
next one.
Do you have any
so-
hero points left? Because when you rolled your nat 20, did you get another one to
Oh,
use
yeah.
that?
I did.
D4 plus my
yeah.
D6.
I would note you're
What are-
already at plus 9.
7. It'll be plus 10.
What are the numbers we have to hit to
I
get
think it,
each level of like additional stamina points?
15 to 19 is maintain. 19 to 24 plus 1. 24 to like 29 is plus 2. And I'm gonna say like 30 or more, you just get 3. 30 more or nat 20.
Okay.
So I think you've got your things with a plus 10 for each of you. Roll your staves.
Okay. Ew, I'm so glad I had all that.
Yeah. But you do manage to get 1 for the T-Rex, bringing you up to 7.
I am gonna use my Jeopardy inspiration to get advantage on this.
All right, Jeopardy inspiration has come into
Ooh.
play.
Just because I really want lots of stamina points.
Yeah, when you're fighting and you want to be able to get advantage on the last 2 checks that are available, because y'all are going to have 1 acrobatics and 1 athletics, unless y'all try to do other stuff. Okay, so you only get 1, but it's a good thing you kind of used it. You did drop the 11, that would have been first, so... Oh, you rolled an 11 and a 12, so it didn't do a ton, but it does, in fact, get you up to getting the 1 extra stamina point as well. So you do get up to 5 as you go around and you begin to move toward the spires. Is there anything y'all wanted to do? I believe there was, starting with Garand.
Yeah, hold person 2 and 3. Because even if we get second, at least we get second. He really wants to get first, but if it doesn't work out, that's fine, as long as we both get first and
Okay,
second.
and
So
how did you said you were going to try and disadvantage someone?
I want to disadvantage 2. Because I have 1 spell left. So I have the 3rd level spell left to cast it on both of them, and I have 1 2nd level spell left to disadvantage. Oops.
Silvery barbs.
Yeah, silvery bars.
So you do
that's all my
not
spells.
have a 1 second level. You have 2/3 left. So if you do these, you will spend. This will be all the spell slots for the day. But you. Could
I
do
mean, that's fine. If you want to do it that way, I'm pretty sure I messed up and I misclicked 1 2nd level when I should have clicked a 3rd level earlier. But it's the same difference, so it's fine.
You've used a lot of spells, and you have 2/3 levels left. I'm just gonna say. Cool.
That's fine.
So you're giving disadvantage to Cathra on holding person.
Yep. And number 3 will also roll at regular, and then I have 1. I should have 1 d6 left, and we'll save that for maybe one of these next rounds or whatever. But
Okay.
can I use my Jeopardy inspiration to cause number 3 to also have disadvantage?
No.
Okay. I mean, I'm willing to burn it all. You don't understand, man.
I'm figuring that out. Y'all are really in on this. I'm very glad. It means y'all are very into it. Wow, Cathra, you really had to roll a 5.
We want
didn't you?
money.
All right, so Cathra is held, and so she is struggling at best to hang on.
Well, she's paralyzed, so she can't. So
yeah, she is like basically just sitting on as the lizard moves, which is moving her around, and it's gonna take a check to see how well she can even hang on at all. Walker going to make his own wisdom save without disadvantage. It occurs to me I didn't even roll disadvantage for Cathra, but he lost anyway. Walker does, however, succeed. Awesome. No, well, actually, that calls into question. I don't even know if it necessarily works on him because he's a Lycan shape changer. But either way, he does succeed. As he continues, y'all are all onto the spires. Thicket first. You get your extra D10 from leaping. Is there anything else you're going to use?
Stamina point.
All right.
Is this the last thing?
There's one more. There's a straightaway after this.
We have
Um.
one more
Oh.
stamina check and another run after this.
Okay. Can I cause disadvantage on the one? So wait. Currently, Garand is in third. Garand and Gambit.
Garand and Gambit are tied in third with Walker.
This is a strength check.
It
Or
is a
save?
dexterity acrobatics.
And the second place has disadvantage.
The second place is going to have disadvantage,
Okay.
yes.
Then can
I'm using my crowd.
Can I?
One.
I'm also going to use my last bardic to give a d6 on this as well.
All right, so you're giving a
To
d6 to Gambit, is that right?
Yeah.
Can I parry the third place for
Parry?
disadvantage? Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like, try to blind third place.
Oh, you're trying to use your sword to try and reflect light and blind him?
Yeah.
Ah, I now understand what you're talking about. You're trying to use the iron memory, or the white iron memory to blind. Go ahead and make... Or I guess he'll make a save against it.
Doug, have you used your crowd inspiration yet?
Not yet.
Alright. So you can both roll your things. Walker and Alexander are going to... There's... Catherine Shelley is going to have disadvantage and is going to use stamina to cancel it out to make a just basic acrobatics check. Which, if he wasn't blinded, she was actually going to direct him to go underground, because that's a thing that he can do. But now that she's paralyzed and can't really do that, not blinded, paralyzed, she can't really direct him to do that and hold on for it. She literally has a saddle specially built so that she can hug onto him and burrow with him underground. But she can't do that while she's paralyzed. So she can't do an athletics check instead, unfortunately, for her, because she rolled bad on that too. Both rolled your dex checks. Alright, so Walker and Alexander actually managed to... Ooh, okay. As you shift through with the movements...
Did they pass?
Oh, right, his save. What is his save for? It is a, gonna be a, let's say, blinding, let's go con save.
Because I was going to say, if he passes, I want to do luck on it.
He does pass, so you're spending a luck to make him reroll.
Yep.
Does luck let you reroll their saves? I think we figured out this only applies when they attack you.
If I go to it on the attack, right?
Let's check what luck does.
Abilities.
Whenever you make an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw, you spend it to reroll. You can spend it when you are... you can also spend one when attack roll is made against you. Okay, so you can't do it on someone else's save, unfortunately. He does manage to maintain, but he does go lower than that. So Catherine Shelley actually shifted back to third as they're coming through, as Shelley mostly hugs the ground and not really able to make use of the additional movement from jumping. And actually, as you keep going, with Gambit having gotten used to this before, does his large jump to just move past. As Garand and Gambit are now in first, with Doug and Thicket tied for third with Walker, as he managed to meet yours exactly. As you make one last set of stamina saving throws. And Catherine's going to try and save out of the old person.
All right. I have no idea what John's going to do, but I have an idea for Garand, so we'll see.
Yes!
Cathra is
Not
no
20.
longer held.
Do I get a hero point?
You get a hero point and 3 stamina points, as if you could really lose them at this point, because you have one thing that you can use the stamina point for, so...
Because it doesn't matter if we have 3.
Yeah. And you still, with your 11, you also hold it. All right, on to the last set of athletics checks.
Wait, do I get one or do I just not lose any?
You get one, but it doesn't matter because
Okay.
you will have 7 and you only have one thing you can spend it on left as you're on the very last lurch. As you do it, yeah?
Oh, okay. I just want to say Garon's last action is to do a performance to be like completely terrified that, oh no, third place, not Thicket and Doug are about to run into something super hazardous, dangerous. They're about to get hurt. He's really trying to convince them to swerve and therefore cause them to like lose some ground so that Thicket can be either first or second and we can be either first or second. So that's I'm trying
what
to trick
exactly are
both
you
Ryder
trying to-
and Mount.
Okay, so you're just trying.
George,
you're trying
watch
to
out for that tree.
distract Walker and Alexander.
Yep.
On the
And then
straightaway.
Use the D8.
Right.
I got a D8 from the last performance, so I'll use that D8 here plus my performance or deception or whatever you want to do.
Okay, I just would like to be clear. You're trying to convince him on this straightaway where he can kind of see everything that there's something coming at him.
Yeah, effectively, like maybe he just doesn't see it.
Okay.
Hey,
It is a
it's,
hard.
It's a hope, man.
It's gonna be a hard check.
What does Garon have left? What does
That's
Garon
fair.
have left? He
It's
doesn't
gonna
have
be a
much
hard
left,
check,
so.
but go for it.
So he's gonna do that. So D8 and then plus his. I think I have one last action point, so that'll be a D4. So D4 plus D8 plus performance.
All right, so you're spending your last hero point. This should be your last one. I'll mark that off.
Yep.
And you don't have any spells left. You are going to use a D8 and a D6.
Yep.
Which you roll a 3 and a 5, so you're going to get a +8 on this intimidation check, or is this deception?
Sure, sounds good. Oh wait, do I have any skill thing left or no? I might not. I might not.
Like the crowd.
Then use
point?
then use +1 point if I can to give myself another 3.
Boon of Skill and Power and spending basically the last thing you have left, as I don't think you have anything left. You've used all your bardics, all of your hero points, all of your boons, all of your spell casting.
Yes.
Hope you don't have a fight later. And give yourself temporary expertise on deception to add an additional let's see, is it +3? Yeah, an additional 3, bring you up to a +11. Let's see how your deception roll is. It is a total of 27.
Good.
Yeah.
It will affect him to an extent and give him a negative on his athletics check.
Yes,
So,
I'll take it.
Into this, since I have 2 other things of rope, I try to grapple and then pull as an action surge.
So as you look toward him, you're trying to do this on Walker?
Yeah.
He's gone.
Second
You just
place.
see the horse.
Wait, what?
You only see his horse. You don't see him on the back of it.
Oh,
Anyway.
then that's fine because I can pull a horse.
Okay, so you're gonna try and get the horse.
He's gonna pull the horse.
All right.
Wait, is this
make
the
an
one tied
attack
with him?
roll.
Please don't fall off, Doug.
Well, you said make an attack roll.
Yep.
Okay, so I still
or I guess just a dexterity check because you're trying to throw, the loop of the rope.
right. So I still have my crowd.
Inspiration.
Yes.
Okay. Which is a D12.
Correct. Hypothetically, would it be a harder thing to try to rope the horse or steer the horse?
Who knows?
I think it would be harder to steer maybe because he could potentially still be on it. So let's just do my hero point for helping with this. So +4. My last hero point. It's a 1. And then you said athletics.
Just a base dex check because it is a no proficiency dexterity based attack.
Dex check.
Did you add the D12? Did you want to?
I'm not going to use that yet.
Okay. So it does successfully go onto it, and as it does, what do you think the AC of a rope has?
Oh.
Let me guess, pretty low.
Not very much.
As it
Like
loops
5.
onto it, there is a swish of light as, glittering back from invisibility, Walker strikes with his small short sword and cuts the rope, seemingly having expected something like this after seeing you do it to Shelly.
So, because I have action surge, can I do it again? Because he has to.
Sure, you pull out another rope and try to do it again.
Cut it again.
I love that we're running everything.
rope away his sword first.
It's so great.
So you're gonna try. Are you going after Walker or Alexander this time?
Or the sword.
Or
After
the sword?
him this.
After him?
I'm going-
Okay.
Oh, look, it's a 21 again.
It does manage to reach onto it.
Okay, now can I pull?
No. You've used your actions. But you will give him a negative on the check for the straight away.
Cool.
Okay. So I'm gonna go through each. So are they,
Does he have 2 negatives because
he does
of,
have 2 negatives, yes.
Garon?
He does have 2 negatives.
Could I use the bonus action and put it in Thicket's mouth for Thicket to pull?
Sure.
I am spending my actions dashing.
Yeah, Thicket's too busy for that.
Never mind.
Anywho, are there any other things y'all are gonna do to try to affect yourselves or Walker or Cathro?
I'm pretty sure Gambler's also dashing. We're just doing everything that we can to try to win or at least get second.
Yep.
Can I roar at the horse to try and scare it?
Make an intimidation check.
That's charisma.
Yes.
This is gonna go so bad.
You never know. You might roll in that 20.
He succeeds. He rolls an insight check that matches your charisma. He is not deterred.
Can I swipe like with non damage, like with my tail, try to knock him off? Like while
Okay.
he's behind me.
We're all ganging up on him.
You're gonna make an athletics check against his acrobatics check. I think.
But it'll be.
or his
Okay.
athletics.
Would it be advantage
Okay.
for since he's grappled?
No. Because he's trying to do it from
Can I use a
behind.
stamina point?
Yeah, if you want to.
Or disadvantage for the other one since
It's
He's-
athletics.
Okay.
So it's a strength.
It's
right.
it's a strength check with advantage, yes.
Not 20.
Whoa!
Even
Yeah.
with his 22.
Get a hero point.
Jacelyn, fam, I have never met you, but I love you so much.
I need... Okay, so here's the fun thing. I need Doug to roll a...
Oh, no. No. Oh no.
Athletics check.
wait, can Doug perceive what Gambit's doing first, and then if he perceives it,
Not
he'll
before
let
you
go?
make this check, no.
Okay, what do I need to make?
An athletics check.
Well, let's see, athletics check.
Oh, Dougie Doug.
Okay, that's pretty good.
You do manage to let go as the tail swipes by, striking against him. He barely manages to hold on at the Barris, but you are giving him an even larger negative.
Mhm. It's not even like not aggressive. It's just like a very gentle, like I'm obviously just trying to push him. I'm
I'd
not
like
trying
to
to
know
like
that regardless of his other bonuses he's about to try and get from his own stuff, he currently has a negative 12 from y'all. All right. Anything else that y'all are gonna try and do to anyone, yourselves or otherwise?
I want to
No,
do
I think
something
we've
when they get
spent
up. to
all
me.
of our actions or whatever trying things.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, John, what are you trying to do?
When they get up to me, I am going to cast Speak with Animals again.
Uh-huh.
And Walker's the horse, right?
Alexander's the horse.
All right, I'm gonna point at Alexander and cast Message, and tell him he's already crossed the finish line.
you did it. You can stop.
Okay. Make a persuasion check
Okay.
against their
I love-
insight. This poor
This is so
guy, he's
great.
getting
I got this-
bullied.
Micah, this is such a fun night.
I'm so glad y'all are enjoying it. I'm having a great time.
I'm also use a hero point on that persuasion check. If that's all right. Let's see. That one. Okay, and then
Let's see how much further down his negative gets.
persuasion.
And just out of curiosity, what's his bonus?
Oh boy.
Walker
He did
and
not believe me
Alexander
at
all.
suddenly
Does not
get in 14th place.
Alexander does not care.
Not a bit.
Or at least he doesn't bother
Okay.
stopping. Does not recognize your voice. Okay, I think that's all the things you're going to do against him.
Yeah, I think that's about all I can
T-Rex,
do.
you have an extra D8 from your speed,
Plus advantage.
Yay!
plus advantage from spending a thingamajig.
Stamina point.
Stamina point. Is there anything else you're doing?
Yeah. Yes, I'm rolling. I got I used all my hero points, but I got one back with that last light.
Yes, you did get one from that roll trade.
actual-
Okay, so
yeah.
you're adding another hero point from
Okay.
that. Cool.
So a hero point, a D10, correct?
Yep.
A D10,
A D8
and
and a D4.
No, I'm
then
sorry.
I'm
It
using
should have been
advantage.
It should have been a D8, but since you did roll the 10 on that, I'm going to link it down just to the 8. So you'll
Okay.
get 9.
Okay.
And advantage.
Okay.
For the record,
9
he,
and
in
advantage.
addition to his, he's trying his own advantage and everything as best he can. You've brought his normal athletics 8, minus 11 after his own stuff added to it. Even advantage, like he rolls a 17, and then gets a total of 11. Oh, T-Rex actually rolled pretty low on that one. I think we might be able to have a.
Can I wait?
last-second
Can I
shift.
use my inspiration to have it rerolled? I will use my Jeopardy to have it rerolled.
Is it supposed to be a strength check?
It is. It's an athletics check.
Oh. Did I roll?
You rolled athletics.
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
confused
yeah,
what he's talking
So
I did it right.
then
So,
why
just-
did
okay,
we get the
so-
D8?
The D8 is from your speed. On the straightaway, you get a boost from
Oh,
having a higher
right,
speed.
right. Because we are fast.
Yes. Because you
Okay,
are fast.
I
Uh,
was confusing it with enhanceability, and I was
no,
like,
that's
what
a
did she
different thing.
break?
That's already been done.
Okay.
All right, so I think you're getting another reroll, which is just another D20, I guess.
No, it's not a reroll on the advantage. All right.
I don't know. I don't know. What do you think? I've not had that interaction before. I don't know if you even can use inspiration on a thing that already has advantage. I have no
Yeah, I
idea.
mean, reroll, but it's up to you. It's up to you. I mean, I do it like that, but you're your own person, man. You do you. But regardless, if Jocelyn didn't roll good enough, then either way, even one more rolls might be better. So
Yeah.
Is
but
that-
I
is
look
that
at it-
gonna
What do
load?
we do?
basically, I look at it like this: you buffed everything up until then. Still using another resource to re-roll it all.
This
so.
is true. Okay, roll your advantage again, because clearly y'all are, and Thicket, go ahead and take another hero point. You rolled a nat 20, bring up 31. Question is, can the T-Rex, with the advantage, roll higher than a 31? It's total of advantage plus 16, which is a plus 9 on the modifier window.
Yeah.
Alexander has been left in the back.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. 35.
Whoa!
Keeping the distance. I was about to say the race until the end for Alexander and everything, but no, with all the stuff y'all are doing to him, he's just keeping up as best he can for third. But as you keep going, the large steps of the T-Rex, Thicket doing the best he can to keep up with it. The T-Rex manages to pass over the finish line first, as there are cheers of applause from the crowd as people
Garon
react.
wins.
All of y'all are drenched in sweat.
Yay!
Oh my gosh! You know what? My power could not have gone out at a better time.
You all prepare and take very deep breaths from the excitement. I think we will finish any resolutions and stuff next time because it is already 11. So you'll collect your winnings from first and second and everything next time so we can do the math.
Is the queen applauding?
Make a perception check.
Yeah, it was. Okay.
Garon looks exhausted.
He was just riding, but he looks exhausted.
You see the queen does... Oh, you're drenched in sweat, 100%. You just spent an hour in super high heat in a crazy race? Yeah, no, you're all totally soaked in sweat. You need water. You are thirsty. T-Rex can't see the queen very well. Thicket, you can see that she is not giving standing ovation, but she is clapping.
Nice.
Simon is standing. Or Simeon, rather. Okay.
What about Asuka?
Oh yeah, she would be there.
Is she here?
She is. You do see a gray cloaked figure who is standing and clapping next to Simeon.
Woo!
Yeah, take a minute to decompress. I guess technically we could do the money and stuff if y'all want to, because I know I'll have a hard time sleeping for a few minutes after that.
I want to do money. I want to do
the
money,
money?
but if
Okay.
other people need to go to bed, that's fine.
I
mean, I can't do the money, but I want to watch y'all do the money.
Fair enough. Okay, we'll go ahead and do the money. And if people need to go, if people are tired, they can, and we'll finish up with the money stuff as we're here. So let's do the betting first. Betting goes 1 to 5, so you're gonna get, for Garand and Gambler, those three are gonna be 500 apiece. So let's see. I will add it to Garand's myself, but then Gambit and Thicket, increase your gold by... Because I do think y'all did...
I don't have access to my gold.
You click on your character sheet.
Right. Let's undo the transformations, shall we?
I want to stay lion.
Okay, got it.
I can access my character sheet.
Oh yeah, you can double click on your face and get character sheet out. So in your inventory,
Okay.
I think y'all did already negative your gold pieces. I do remember having y'all do that from the betting. So Gambit and Thicket increase both of yours by 600 total. Because there's the 600 gold pieces each of you, as well as for Garand. Bonk. That brings Garand up to there. And then
600?
Yes, 600. Because you get the 100 that you bet, and then 500 more. For Doug and Hedge, I believe it was half the extra amount from a success for second and 1/4 for third. So Doug and Hedge, that one is 100 piece, so you'd get the additional 100 plus the... Okay, you get 350 as well for the Doug and Hedge bet.
350.
Yep. And then...
added.
Doug, you get 12 gold. I'll say. I think it might actually be slightly less than that, but it doesn't matter that much. For your one on each of the 1/5s, you get 12 gold. And then, did y'all want to split evenly across the party the winnings?
Okay, here's the thing. With me and Gambit, you said 5,000 for that, right? For first place?
5,000 winner, 2,000 second.
I want to give 1,000 directly to John, and then I want to give 2,000 to Gambit, and I'll keep 2,000.
Aw, thanks.
Alright, so specifically, John, increase your gold by 2,000, Gambit yours by 2,000, and then I'll increase...
Here's the funny thing. Garand really hopes that someone will ask why he didn't split that.
We'll
Yeah, Thicket wants to know.
Alright, as soon as
Thicket's
Thicket's
a lion right now, so he can't ask.
Okay, well, we'll deal with that then next time when that happens. But yeah, I'm excited to deal with that.
Deal with that next time. So that's that, and then the 2,000 for Doug and Hedge. Or Doug and Gambler. No, Doug and Hedge.
Doug and Hedge.
For second, y'all get 2,000. Are y'all splitting that evenly, or are you distributing it among the others?
I guess Doug just sees what happened with the first place, and he's just like looking at Thickets like, I'll give it to you when you have your pouch.
Okay,
All right.
but you are splitting it evenly?
I don't know.
Or do you want to do the 2,000 next time? Just for putting it on your sheet purposes. What did you want to do, Doug?
I mean, I guess since it was given to me, I'll just put the 2,000, and then next time we can.
Sure. We can distribute. Did you just add the 2,000 to yours, or?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. Do that for now, and we'll distribute it next time. Go ahead. Clear all initiatives. So that brings up that, which just out of curiosity, the total party fund now is about 10,000 again after your spending, if I'm correct, I've got a bit more than that. You got 7,000 gold piece as a party, 248 platinum. So if I'm right, that means you've got just under 1,000. Or 10,000, rather. Yeah. I don't remember what you spent so much money on before. I think it was magic items. You've made back all the money that you spent before as well.
Huzzah!
Huzzah indeed. And now for the thing that y'all forgot about. Haha, got you. Experience point. Oh, I also...
Right.
Oh, I forgot.
And session gold.
I did
Session
coppers, man.
gold.
There you
Session
go.
gold.
One copper apiece. There's your session gold.
Yay!
I love pennies.
So like the 50 from Gadul, which would be later.
Oh yeah, you'll have to take that up with him later.
Yep.
However that goes. Let's see. What's the experience for the Banshee Blitz?
And then bonuses for winning, because we came in first and second, and that's a win.
There we go. Let's do that. Everyone gets a total of 1,440 experience apiece.
Booyah!
Whew.
It'll be very nice if we can go fight the hags at level 9.
Yeah, I mean, each time I'm getting a level, have to beef up their security a little bit here and there. Make sure it's at least a little bit of a challenge, you know?
I mean, we could approach things that are super not a challenge.
Don't worry, there are going to be those.
While we're getting experience, they're getting experience too.
I mean, they could just be chilling in the woods, right? I don't know.
No, oh yeah, also, no, you cannot get pity for losing power. Also, I love that you keep calling them action points instead of hero points.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's definitely... Because action points are a thing in other RPGs.
Yeah.
But that's just, the ability to act on your turn.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's how 3.5 works, is that right? Or is it Pathfinder?
Fourth edition. Fourth edition was action
Pathfinder. Because I'm pretty sure Pathfinder also has action points, where it's like an action to move, or like an action point to move, or 2 to attack, yada yada. Right. That was fun. I enjoyed it. Thornton, Nash, you did a great job. I'll probably put a T-Rex in a line.
What place did Walker and Alexander get?
They would have gotten, with all their stuff, I think they still would have passed Cathra and Shelly, so I think they do still get third even with all their stuff. Cathra and Shelly did get fifth, however, right behind, where's my list of characters?
Afro and Fluffy.
Or
Gadul and Boulder.
Behind Arden.
Really? Arden Mars got that up?
Arden got fourth. He got his new record.
Nice.
Previously never gotten higher than fifth.
Nice.
Ooh.
Congratulations, buddy.
He's the dude with the fan club, right?
Yep.
Yes.
So they are going
He's
wild.
Justin Bieber.
He is Justin Bieber, the horseman. And his fans are going absolutely wild.
Love that for him.
And on that note, I'm going to go ahead and end the recording here to not worry about anyone having to stay or say or anything. So we're going to go ahead and say goodnight and bye. We appreciate you. Hope you have a lovely week or whatever time it is for you. And we'll see you later. Bye.
Yeah. Hope it was half
Bye,
as fun for you
YouTube.
guys as it was for us, because good grief, that was a great race.
That was a great time. I was definitely
That
starting
was
to
great.
lose the plot a little bit here and there. Like, wait, what did I just say 5 seconds ago? I finally realized, like, I'm gonna have to slow you down and be like, okay, no, stop, we're gonna do this first, and then what do you want to do? And then this person check, and then this person check, because that was getting real confused after the first lap. See you later, you two.